Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, it is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer, is here. Hello, Sam.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Oh, you forgot to mention your idea. The
What?
Sam's spiciest hits.
Oh, yeah.
He has this
I'm
idea.
sorry?
Oh, are you doing the air?
No, I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you. No, it's not a bad thing. It was just like...
What the hell is going on?
No, I'm just reminding him live on the show that we forgot to tell you about something they came up with when he was high.
Yeah, I was in the shower.
Oh!
No, that had nothing to do with
Time
that.
for bath.
Yeah,
No.
all right.
I just thought, I was like, oh, that'd be a good idea for,
You thought about me while you were in the shower?
He
Yeah,
didn't
but
tell me that part. He's going off the playbook here.
It was about, we'll tell you after.
This is unscripted.
Hey.
Ladies
Because
and
I was like, I don't
gentlemen,
know if she'll be down.
You know him from the Orlando talk show, not Shoy, but the Orlando talk show featuring his own name. It is Ross McCoy.
Top 0.05% of weekend listeners on Spotify.
EJ's here, too. How
EJ
you
is
doing,
here.
EJ?
His lovely
Hey,
wife
guys.
is here. Even better than EJ. EJ's wife is here.
Yeah. I always thought maybe you guys want to ask her questions about Disney and decorating and stuff like that.
Okay, all right.
Well, there's a problem if, what if Disney finds out about
The
it?
big
they're
mouse
like,
comes after us.
Yeah,
we
then
don't
I don't
need
want
any-
to.
I want you to bully her like you do me.
No,
We
well,
don't
we
need
like
to
her.
bully her. We like her. Like, I spent time with her. I was like, oh my God, that's a refreshing.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
so
why
fun.
is she with me? That's the question.
Did Tom say Disney and not Disney? What
I
the
know.
fuck is
I
happening?
know.
What is going
He's
on?
He's
Really
trying to
about
impress
that.
EJ's
Yeah.
wife.
Hey, I'll fight you, dude.
A lot has changed
I
since
am
this guy
jealous a little
started
bit.
wearing his orthopedic sandals.
Oh, I
He
see.
wears
Ofos.
Ofos.
Don't bring
What are
them
they
up.
called?
Okay.
Good fucking-
I'm
Toe
done.
taps.
I'm done with it. I just have to find my other ones. I'm back. I'm leaving these at home.
Oh, you're going to
Why?
go back to
Yeah,
sticky
well,
leather?
Because now I got my wife bullying me on a group text with Daniel and Andrea and putting
I was
memes
laying
of
in
Forrest
bed.
Gump.
I was laying in bed, like watching some football, and I get a text, and I look over, and it's just it's a meme it's a meme video of an old man wearing like the black Velcro shoes, and he's like, "These is the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn." And then she said, "That's you."
No, well, it was Forrest Gump from
Oh,
the
yeah, it was
movie
Forrest Gump.
saying,
Oh, yeah.
His braces are coming off.
I
No,
was high.
no.
These are my magic shoes.
No, it was him saying those look like comfortable
shoes, back to most comfortable shoes you've ever done. What like
which
that
I
kind
don't
of-
And then
I'm
the
like-
lady says my feet hurt.
I don't think you could meme that. Ruin your
yeah.
career. Anyway.
Oh yeah, Forrest. Oh, anyway,
So I'll be at Toll Road Brewing tonight at 7 if you want to come have a beer with me.
now he will be in his pajamas because he will be fresh from the Polar Express.
No,
so make sure
it's
you
not
pull
that.
his flap down in
He's
the back.
really been Christmasing it up the past couple days.
Yeah.
I saw you met the Grinch last night.
He's like, you're like
And
me.
you didn't look in the mirror. It was the actual
Well,
Grinch.
Ross.
That's a nice looking Grinch your school had. What's a Grinch like that cost? That's a high dollar Grinch you guys had out there.
When did they start? Because now, they did this trunk or treat for Halloween.
It's
at my
trick
kids'
or
school.
treat.
Well, no, it's called trunk or treat.
Trunk or treat?
It's like trick-or-treating, but with all the fun removed.
It's Trump.
Exactly.
It's
Danger.
Trump or
Don't give a
treat,
treat?
right? Isn't it Trump or treat?
No.
It's Trump or yeet.
So
Here's a Diet Coke.
the and now they
a lot
do
of the
it,
costumes are just MAGA hats for whatever reason, but yeah.
they do it for Christmas too, and
What do they call
too
it?
many things.
it was called Winter Wonderland. I saw it.
Yeah.
Your
And
post.
a lot of people go
What do they call it for Christmas? Like trunk virgin birth? Or like
It was just Winter Wonderland.
it's a trunk or treat
yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Christmas edition.
the best part of trunk or treat is always the mom who doesn't know how to turn off her interior lights and has a dead battery at the end of it.
Oh, yeah. I'll help her out. Yeah. Hey, Coach Danny. Hey, you need a jump? Need ya?
Yeah, you got to turn on your engine every once in a while and let your alternator recharge your battery.
I don't need to.
Also we have new merch, the Beer Fest t-shirts or whatever we had left, and Sofa and Suds t-shirts, some hoodies, and
God, those hoodies are like, well, we're out of smalls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a hoodie, I would get it now and don't wait on it because they'll be gone, and then you'll be complaining. And I'm sorry, we didn't. I thought we ordered enough, but
Well, they sold a lot at the Beer Fest because it started like once it got cloudy, it got cool, and then Eric said
we
everybody's
need to
buying
do that.
hoodies.
Next time it rains, it's Tom and
And
Dan
we were
umbrella
selling
day.
them
I'm
way
gonna
too cheap.
umbrella. My God, they were just flying off the shelves. Eric was like, "I need help. We can't handle it."
You're
We're
right.
selling for $25 goddamn. That's why they're
Okay,
gone.
no,
That's ridiculous.
That is the dumbest thing we've ever done. It should.
That's only $5 more than a regular T-shirt that we sell.
It was 45 online, 35 at the event, but somehow it got
fine.
fucked into 35 online, 25 at the event.
It's because I get these
advertising.
emails, and no, that's done. We need money, goddammit. We don't need advertising. Doesn't give a shit.
Look at
That's
us.
not good billboards,
not-
is what you're saying.
No, I'm just saying. It's just, what does that do for? Oh, you wear your hoodie around? It's a $25 hoodie around town doesn't do nothing. Anyway, so what was I talking about?
All right, I don't know. You were plugging
New
all
merch.
the
We
all
also
the
have
merch.
the new black slouchy beanie. There's
yeah.
only like maybe 20 of those, I think,
Man,
or something.
they're selling fast too. Yeah.
So-
I could not pull that off.
But what
Have you
What is it?
tried?
Do you have one?
We have
Do
one
we
in
have
the
one
studio.
here?
You want me to grab
Will
it?
you try it? Because I bet you will
You'll
look
laugh
like
at- you're
I
all
will
gonna
bet
laugh
you will
at
look
me.
like a coffee house lesbian if you put it on. And I mean that with love. I mean that with that's not a bad thing.
yeah.
I just think if you put it so the slouch, Sam, put it on him right.
Okay, hold on.
Sam, put it on him right.
Got to get it over that pump.
No, he's got to leave his pump out.
Just the tough.
You
Oh,
got to
it's like
leave.
that
Samantha
biker
knows how to put
beanie.
it on.
Yeah.
I do the full. I do full.
Oh, Kanye. Yeah. It's a bakalaka.
Let me tell you.
Ross is going to do Alex Jones for you.
Now, every time I try to go to break, just whisper, "I like Nazis." I like the Nazis.
Wait, that
Oh.
fool.
Hey,
I can't see really.
Oh
I
my
can't
God.
pull this
Side
off.
of
I
it.
look like
Oh
a
my
fool.
God! Hold on, I like this.
Hold on. I can't.
you
How does the
know,
other side look?
No, come on.
You look like you just woke up to find Santa at your window.
I
You look like
it.
Bernard. You look like Bernard from the Santa Claus.
Too baggy on top.
It's a slouch beanie.
I know, but I'm not cool enough to pull it up. Daniel's laughing at me.
You're not even cool enough for your polo shirt,
What are you
technically.
talking about?
That's
Yeah.
true.
Oh my God, I can't stop laughing at it. Yeah, those
All right.
beanies are great. Sam likes them. Ladies, if you got a lot of hair, guys, if you got a big noggin, you're gonna love it. And I'm calling this. This is our. This is definitely the. This is the blatant advertisement beanie. It just is TomandDan.com. We're not fucking around now. Tom's right. We need money.
Well,
so
we
all
have
of our
that.
merch from here on out is just gonna say where to find us and how to give us money. 'Cause that's where we're at.
You should just put like a Venmo code on a t-shirt. Just that.
They're calling you College Days Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Rosie at Rush. It's Rosie at Rush. Rush Week Rosie.
So, Daniel this week
what
showed
did
me
I
a
do?
video, and
Yeah.
we
I did.
Were you in the shower?
And you know
Was
what?
there
It's
X in front of
funny.
it?
Yeah, it's funny that they have so much new content on brattysis.com.
So we like old Florida shit,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we
and
do.
then we definitely like the time period of like the 60s because it
Tiny
seemed,
shorts,
It seemed like
speedboats, tiny shorts, fishing.
there was no real rules either.
No
and
bras, beautiful women with big titties. It's just the '60s were rad.
They're like,
except for
look
the
at this
so-
spring.
You know, the racism.
Well, that's
You're a minority. You're-
minus that. I'm not talking about that.
We're talking about the good parts.
Yeah, I'm talking about ruining nature.
Okay, ruining the earth.
Look at this
Gotcha.
spring. Let's go,
So they'll
drain
take
our
oil
oil
in it.
Pee-pee in it. Anyway, so they also did super dangerous shit all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And so Daniel was showing me old Cypress Garden video.
Well, how I got on the Cypress Garden video is that I think it was around Christmas time. They did the Magical World of Disney, I think. They played something, and then afterwards they're like, and stick around later as Johnny Carson presents a behind-the-scenes tour of Cypress Gardens. Ooh. It's one of those things. And I was like, what? Johnny Carson live at Cypress Gardens? What? And then I see all these pictures of him in like tiny speedboats. He's got on the tiny Dukes. And I'm like, this is cool. So then I got on I wandered through some, I was really high.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube hole.
And,
Yeah, for sure.
And you guys know this God Bless Medical Marijuana. It will relax your anxiety. And I was watching old 60s videos of Johnny Carson. These are the original tapes of Johnny Carson when he came in. When is this? This is 1968. This is May of 1968. Johnny Carson came and he visited Cypress Gardens. I've got a little bit I can put up here for you.
How young he looks.
Now, there is no sound because it's the actual film. So in order to see this, you're going to have to go to twitch.tv/TomandDanLive, or you can go to youtube.com/@TomandDan.
Johnny is in pretty good shape.
Johnny looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, for smoking and drinking. And look,
Yeah.
so they put his whole band underwater. Look at that shit.
That's pretty cool.
They put they Doc Severinsen and the whole band is playing underwater like a bunch of idiots.
They ruined the piano for that shot.
They ruined everything for
God
that.
damn.
Everything ruined. And then the band's out, Doc Severinsen, everybody's walking around.
The piano player went up too quick. His
He's
teeth are
Fizzing.
He's
Look
got
at
bubbles.
Look at the hot girls. He's got all the hot girls standing out there. And so anyway, I'm just going through this video, and then I'll show you what I came to. There's the band. Johnny swims down to play with the band. Oh my God, was the name of the band the
Was
Wet?
he considered a
those mini
sex
boats.
symbol back in the day?
Hold on, guys. I think the name of the band was the Wetbacks.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it absolutely was the Wetbacks. We'll go past that. Okay,
We're
here.
underwater.
Here.
And the other thing.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
so,
It's a double meaning.
so check this out.
Oh, the 60s were great.
So check this out. Like then I went to little speedboats. Look at these tiny little
I
speedboats.
love those little speedboats.
So it's tiny
shit.
speedboats.
Oh,
with a
dangerous.
helmet.
So
Wow.
Yeah.
But this is when I got Tom. This is when I knew I had Tom. So I'm playing this video, and he's like, "What?" And we had a shit ton of work to do. And he comes in, and he's like, "What?" He dropped everything. He's like, "Let's watch some fucking 1960s Cypress Gardens."
Also, it was a time where like Johnny Carson, and even in the 1960s, was like coming up in a celebrity. Like they don't want him hurt. They don't want
No.
Johnny Carson to have a propeller rip his face off, but they'll let him just speed around in a tiny, rickety two-stroke, 80 horsepower Johnson & Johnson's mini speedboat.
Here they come. They're coming back. They're like navigating the waterways out at Cypress Gardens. Here they come again. They got to wear a little white helmet. Why is the helmet white? Does
By the
anybody
way,
have one of these that I can get? Because I want to go to Disappearing Island in one of these.
We'll do nothing once you're floating upside down in the wake.
As soon as the engine hits the wall, you're
So
done.
His brain is safe. He's drowning.
but
The
this
motor
isn't-
has to outweigh the boat by like 8 times.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Those
yeah.
are literally light boats.
But this is not where I got Tom. Where I really got Tom and where we really got interested. So they do this little interview with the boaters here. They talk to him, you
They
know.
look
but-
like American Gladiators.
okay, here we go. This is it.
Okay, yeah. So watch this, Ross.
Okay,
You'll love this.
Okay, Ross, this is
I've
where
never seen this, by the way.
I've never seen this before. So these guys have skis, and then they're letting out the lines, and then they have what appears to be
Are they
a
hang
child's
gliders?
kite.
Yeah.
It's a child's kite.
Like a straight up Ben Franklin trying to catch a lightning kite.
On brand,
but
Ross.
a giant,
On brand.
Yeah.
but
Thank
giant.
you.
Imagine.
Yeah, big.
A giant Ben Franklin kite.
Like if in a
Four
if in a
times the
cartoon
size,
they
yeah,
said
sure,
we should
of a
fly a
regular-
guy on a kite, this is what they would make.
Yeah, and okay, there they go. There they go. Like, guys, look. If you look at the screen, you can see. There they go. They're going.
So hold on, push pause right now.
Okay,
push
hold on,
pause
hold on,
because
and pause.
because I'm watching this and Daniel's like, watch this. So now they are pulling in an
Tom,
old.
it's like as if Tom was watching Jesus rise out of the earth. You were so excited by this, dude.
They're pulling 4 different skiers behind like I mean, it's a small ski boat, but it's one
It
of
might
the
be 3. It
1960s,
might be
like, you know, like inboard, outboard, or maybe just total inboard ski boat. Like
Wait till you
old
see the
ski
boat.
nautique.
When you see the boat, you're like, holy shit, if I had that right now, I'd be
it's
the
doing a
biggest.
wheelie.
It's fucking awesome.
And all the skiers have the Ben Franklin kite, basically
The diamond.
strapped to their back.
Which, let's talk about the Ben Franklin kite for a second. I had Ben Franklin kites as a kid. Maisie had a Ben Franklin kite. They don't work. Ben Franklin kites do not. I don't know how to get them to work.
Yeah.
If you could write me, show@TomandDan.com. How do you get the thing to stay in the fucking air? I've never been able to do it. It doesn't do anything.
Gotta have a tail. If
Okay.
you're trying to fly without a tail, you're fucked.
If
Yeah,
you want to
okay,
play
exactly,
in Texas,
yeah.
you got to have a tail on the kite.
Exactly.
I heard that song before.
Exactly.
So I guess it's not strapped to their back, but they have a hang gliding type bar that they're holding on to.
Yeah, but they had fucking hang gliders at this time.
Yeah, I know,
You're
yeah.
like tubes to keep it
You're
floating
right.
too.
You're right. It's not a hang glider.
No,
it's a Ben Franklin
it's a Ben
kite
Franklin shit kite.
with a bar attached to it,
That
which
makes it so much more dangerous
Which,
to me.
Right.
by the way, I think the bar is attached to the ski rope. Like, they're not holding the ski rope. The bar is attached to it, so they
think
have
you're
no
right.
real independent control.
I
of it.
think
So-
you're right.
Yeah.
So at first, when Daniel's showing me this, I thought the trick was them just skiing with the Ben Franklin kite on their back. Like, it was, like, oh, look at them. They're able to stay on their skis
Some
with
of our
the kite.
older listeners are reporting in.
Okay, well, wait. I'm putting out another $100 challenge.
Yeah,
on this.
well, I mean,
so watch what happens.
So do you want me to continue with
Yeah,
the video?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's a little bit more. They're going along, and you can see them. They're being pulled. It'll pan, and you'll see the ski boat here in a second. You'll be like, holy shit, look at that boat. It's awesome. So there they go. They're up on plane. I think they're pretty good.
They're still skiing on the water at this point with the kite attached to them.
Just a little bit of lift.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like
and then
bringing
there's the
heels
boat.
up.
Look at the boat. Oh, look at that boat. That boat
It's
is
not playing at all.
that boat is
Straight wheelie.
fucking
It's just
hey,
pushing
look at
around.
them go. Look at them go.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
They are 30
At least
feet
30,
off the
50
water.
feet top one.
Yeah. By the way, no tail to the kite. They're just fucking flying behind the boat.
All to the same boat.
Yeah, all attached
That's
to
what
the
I
same
was gonna ask. It's the same boat, right?
Same
Yeah.
boat.
Which,
Oh my
Man.
god.
so okay, I've seen this. We talked about this a lot with the
Look at the one guy in the middle's gonna crash out.
Yeah, he is
He's
wobbling.
yeah.
And see, the person and their skis is functioning as the tail in this situation.
Yes.
They're hanging down, and that's the force.
And look, they land. Boom.
still skiing.
All the way
That's
down.
pretty impressive.
It's fucking great, dude.
And I think they're just holding on to the bar like they're just holding.
I was waiting for
They're
them to
not
crash
attached.
into each other.
Yeah.
I see too many fail videos.
So they are,
Yeah.
I'm not shitting you, 30 feet in the air flying behind this boat. Now, I've seen, and they've been outlawed, but you know those towable, inflatable
What's
rafts?
going on
that-
here?
They fly, yeah.
Oh, they got
Oh my
smoke.
God!
What the hell just
I
happened?
didn't let it go fly. I think I released the smoke. He released the red, white, and blue America smoke. Holy shit!
it is-
Oh, he's got fireworks.
What?
Motherfucker got fireworks.
Wow.
Is that
I-
sparklers on the back?
I
That
didn't
is
know.
Awesome.
I didn't go far enough.
And that's straight up military grade flares. They didn't have actual fireworks. Just
Oh, look at that.
Some goddamn genius was like, "This kite isn't dangerous enough. What should we do?
Yeah.
How about explosives?"
And there's back to Johnny Carson.
let's strap some Vietnam Agent
Yeah.
Orange smoke bomb. So
Crossbody.
like I've seen the towable raft that people can fly behind. They got outlawed or whatever.
Yeah.
And then one person will fly, and they'll never get as high as these guys. But
These guys go high as hell.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they'll get like 20 feet, but inevitably it'll start to go
Wobble.
back and forth, wobble. They'll get a death
right.
wobble, and then it will just straight up sling them
Yeah.
full speed head first into the water. That's why they outlawed them,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
people are dying
Yeah.
left and
They're-
right.
Like
Or
even
breaking their
those,
necks for sure.
They're trying to do something about the kiteboarders. I don't know if you saw Kook Slams this week. There was that dad. He was like testing. It looked like he was testing out a new wing, and he just had it out. He didn't have his board or anything. He just had his wetsuit on. He threw his wing out there and just got it going. And that thing pulled him up, and he was like trying to keep it down. It pulled him up and just went hang, and just whipped him, and he's
Body
like dead.
slammed him,
You know,
yeah.
just dead.
Jesus Christ.
Now I did find in searching for this because I knew you would want one of these for the show.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that kind of what you like?
Oh, the
or
kite?
we can talk to somebody that's done
Well,
it.
okay, that-
Can we find a like?
I want to interview someone that was the actual skier that flew the kite.
Because now I
on
have
their
some
back.
audio. Check
'Cause
this
there's
out.
gotta-
Oh, those real men are dead for sure.
They're all dead. All of them. No one's
Check this
alive
out.
that's ever done this.
Maybe the guy on the
68,
boat,
and they're
but none of the
probably
kite
in their
flyers.
So I researched this. Check this
Dead.
out. You might like this.
One of them's got to be alive,
No,
right?
they all died of lung cancer for sure.
This is around the
They
same
like to party.
time.
That's for sure.
This is only 3 years prior. I found a little video on it. This is back at Cypress Gardens to kind of give us a history of this.
Love the music.
Skiing the Skyways. Here, he'll give you a little info. Watch. Or listen, rather.
The year 1958. The place, Florida Cypress Gardens. A great new water sport was beginning to come of age. Sky skiing, a thrilling byproduct of water skiing. The Wright brothers of ski flying were Paul Updike and Vern Crary, credited with the first ski flights in Sacramento, California during the State Fair of 1951. But credit for advancing the sport definitely belongs to Cypress Gardens, Florida.
Yeah, bitch! Us! That's us, man. We are the kite skiing motherfuckers. We are the skiers of the sky.
Is that the
Yeah.
U.S.
The
National men's team's logo on his shirt?
That guy's
He
got
had it
that
back
guy's
then.
official United States Sky Skiing Association shirt.
Like
I don't like your tone. Take it
Where's
serious.
Waldo,
Take it
little guy?
serious.
the kite doesn't even look big enough to pull one of these dudes in the air, but they do.
My dad would have done this. My dad was such.
Oh,
He loved
those
skiing
guys are
so
120
much.
pounds for sure.
You guys
They're
have seen the
skinny.
picture of my dad skiing with
Yeah.
a cigarette, no
Found
hands.
a guy, Richard Johnson, still flying through the air.
Dick Johnson.
That was 2019.
Yeah.
So
Old Dick
Oh, he's still
Johnson.
alive.
Old Dick Johnson. He's
Oh,
106 years old.
He got through Corona. He's still doing it. Yeah.
My God, he's as old as
So if
Now,
someone can get
Louis
us,
Black's mom.
The only question is, did this end because the guy did a hard 90-degree angle
Yeah,
and
dude.
hit the water hard, or
Yeah.
did a rope snap and somebody flew off into the sky and it was never seen again? That's the only two ways this ends.
Yeah.
I have no idea why it ended, but I definitely want to interview someone who's done this before.
This is our white whale right now.
What's
this
weird-
Is, this is like
so
the
this is another
cowboy.
$100 bounty?
Yeah.
Well, this is
$100
another
bucks.
100.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
this,
go to Legoland this weekend and find a person that's still probably working
man,
there.
It's weird that
Cypress
we.
Gardens was dope in its heyday.
Okay, I see a lot of shit on TikTok, and I've never seen. You would think someone would have one of these laying around and just do it, just to put it.
Cypress Garden definitely has like some storage room where all these fucking kites are.
Might have a
and if
museum of some
you have
sort.
the key to that room, please call me.
Oh, these guys fucked, dude. He's like, every night was a party.
Oh my
Everybody
God.
there was young.
This guy is so buff, dude. You're Tom.
I wonder
you
if
have
that's the guy that I'm
Tom,
looking at.
you have the body of a sky scheming. Look at this guy. Hold on.
This is Ken Thibodeau, an early gardens pioneer. Simone Curie, key figure at the gardens for many years. Johnny McCoy and Jack Wiley, water ski champs of the 50s.
That's Tom's pump.
Alan Bromberg, another great champ.
Hold on a second. Look over there. I think that's Johnny McCoy, the sky skier.
Tom's a time traveler. We just
I'm
didn't
tough
know.
as nails. I'm Johnny McCoy, goddamn sky skier. Oh, I fuck.
Don't talk to these guys about what they think is happening to Florida.
He was definitely in the band.
You won't like it.
Oh my God, this last guy is you, dude. Look at this last guy. It's you.
And Dick Pope Jr.
Dick Pope.
That's the guy that taught this one. This guy that I'm reading
Dick
about.
Pope?
Dick Pope Jr. Pope.
Oh,
Dick
I thought it was
Pope
Dick
Jr.
Pope Jr. It's like
Oh,
Dick Pope
that'd be
Jr.
awesome.
Dick Pope
Dick
Jr.
Johnson and Dick Pope.
Dick Pope
Great
Jr.
names.
Sky skier.
The Flying Dicks.
He's the ski show director at Cypress Gardens.
Hell yeah, man. Let's can we
But
do
why
a go-to
haven't-
show at Cypress Gardens, please?
Why haven't we seen anybody do this?
Because it's dangerous as shit.
Yeah.
Clearly, at some
Yes,
point, insurance
for
came. You
sure.
can't have a goddamn diving board in your pool anymore. They're
I-
not letting Cypress Garden do this shit.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm talking
Ross
about
is
like
right.
why hasn't Jackass done this, or you know what I'm saying? Like people do dangerous shit all the time. I watch it on YouTube, I watch it on TikTok, and there's like you think that someone would do this, like
You put
There's a
fucking
story.
Wee Man on a
Sure.
kite. You got something there.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. I would watch that.
Yeah.
The chat room is saying really funny things like they said, I bet these guys had multiple chances to go to the Playboy Mansion. Dude, they're hanging out with fucking Johnny Carson.
Yeah.
They're smoking cigarettes. They're drinking. The lady. Did you see the
Oh,
women
yeah.
in the Cypress Garden video? Half the skiing girls are supermodels.
oh yeah,
Andrea's
and back
grandma.
then anything goes.
Well, Andrea's grandma was a really beautiful. She was she set records. She was a world champion water skier. I mean, back in the day, if you water skied in the '60s, it was like I think it was
a
like
big
as
deal.
cool as like if you
Yeah.
were like a skateboarder.
When they said Johnny McCoy, 1950s water skiing champ, the implied misogyny was just so thick.
It cannot be.
Oh, look at that! There's Jim Pope Jr., sky skier, better than you women.
Like I
he's
literally
got a
see,
boner.
he's just walking up to the event. He literally just sees a woman, tosses his skis, and goes, "Wax him, dear."
Anyway, that's our challenge. If someone can get
Oh,
us a
man.
sky skier to interview,
Okay,
I will give you $100.
I'll throw in a couple of little extra things too. If you can't find a sky skier, we will take somebody that works or knows the history of Cypress Gardens or knows about it.
Yeah, I just want someone that could tell us about what was going on at the time. Like, what was, like, okay.
Would you try that? If I could get one, would you try it?
Let's fucking build one, y'all. It's not hard to build a kite. We just
I'm
got to
with-
build
I'm
a
with
big
Ross.
fucking kite.
I'm with Ross. Let's build a kite.
And for our next beer fest, I'll take my boat out.
Wait, this is in the Sanford. In Sanford. In Sanford.
I'll in Lake Monroe.
To start the beer fest.
I
It'll
get
be me.
I can water
your,
ski.
No, your wife will drive. I can water ski too. Ross,
Okay.
can you? Because you're going to be the centerpiece. You're going to return to Ben Franklin if you can. Dead center. Ross is in the center. He's the
Ben Franklin.
There has
cornerstone
to be a
leading the
key
way.
hanging from it.
He's got a flag. He doesn't have to fly because the Ben Franklin's a nut, but he's got the flag,
Okay.
and then we could be the skiers and lift off. I might go too high though. Whoa, he's not stopping. Oh, he's dead.
Tiny little white helmets.
The road good.
I mean, if like you only pulled me up, I think it's all or nothing though. Like,
Dude, if I go
think-
30
there's
feet
no-
and fall, I'm
Yeah,
dead.
There's no altitude control on that fucking kite.
yeah. You're
It's
right.
how much
Tell the boat to
string you
slow
put
down.
out from my
It
kite
really
days.
is. It's just the string.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. Yeah. So it's like, well,
Because you could see them; they're not even when they're flying.
No, I know.
One guy's heavier than the other guy.
Well, no, I
one
think the
guy's
ropes are
one
different
guy's
lengths.
whipping back and
I think that
forth.
was it.
There's a video interview. It's only like 2.5 minutes on Facebook. I just posted in the Twitch chat with this Richard Johnson guy, and he's just got a bunch of pictures, and he's like telling stories about all his experiences.
oh, we got to get this
Oh,
guy
man,
on,
yeah.
on the
We
line
gotta
and
talk to this
him
guy.
because this is
It's
weird.
amazing.
I just never have seen.
No.
I've seen versions of this, like I said, with like you standing on a raft. But never where it's like, being pulled behind you. And it's totally different
Well,
than like parasailing.
The first time I saw a hang glider was at Cypress Gardens because they did have the guys that were pulled by the boats, but it was like a hang glider. He'd like swoop around they'd have that performance area, right?
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
going with my mom and dad, and you'd sit, and then one of the things that I watched, and tell me if you had a similar experience, but the first thing they did is they'd come out and they'd have the ladies come out, and they would do like synchronized leg kicks and stuff. Very cool. Then after that, they'd be like, "What's that? It looks like Spider-Man's here." It was like Marvel. It was like the Spider-Man. He comes skiing out. He's got to get the Green Goblin, and then Spider-Man skiing. After the Green Goblin, he jumps and he's like foiled again. And then the next up was I don't remember any kites, but I think they flew the paraglider or whatever through there.
You're probably like old school Batman,
Yeah.
but like the Batman from the 50s, big barrel chest.
Yeah, it was like
tiny legs.
Yeah, it was like I think it was Spider-Man for some reason.
Oh.
I think it was Spider-Man.
I just remember the Southern Belles. They always had like really
Yeah.
like, dresses.
Well,
and
they
stuff
were.
like
That was on the flower side of things.
Yeah.
That wasn't in the skiing. So there were only two things to do at Cypress Gardens as a kid. I don't know if you can find other things. Tell me. But for me, like I knew there were only two things to do. You watch the ski show, or you walk through the flowers and see the ladies in the dresses. And I didn't care anything about that. I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I want to watch the water. Oh, it's Spider-Man. You know,
We used
like
to see this water ski show at SeaWorld all the time because like my house is on Central Florida Parkway. You could that was a dirt road, and we used to ride the dirt road when I was a kid to SeaWorld, and
So you could watch the ski
show. And I always thought it was cool when they did like the 360 off the ramp.
oh, right.
I
Yeah,
used to
all of that
love
stuff's
that.
great.
Oh man, that made me so happy
It
as a little
feels
kid.
everybody's so jaded now from TikTok and
Oh, yeah.
videos on like compilation videos. You're seeing the best tricks in the
People
world.
are awesome, yeah.
And then I feel like my kids, they see some water skiing, they're going to be unimpressed because they've seen the triple flips and the hardest
Oh, yeah.
tricks ever performed.
Probably watched Cookie the goddamn water skiing squirrel already this
I
morning.
know.
You know?
Man, you know what? I got
saw that
sad
in the
news
boat
on
show.
that.
What?
Tom saw the last ski show of, I believe it's, what's the name of that squirrel? I don't want to get his name wrong.
yeah.
Twiggy.
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 Yeah, yeah.
Twiggy.
I saw his last
You
performance.
saw his last
Anchorman?
performance. Guess what? He's out of retirement. This motherfucker's just like Kiss.
Oh,
He came
he's
right
back.
He's
It's
back.
a different
He's
Twiggy.
like-
It's a new one. And like, this one looks like its feet are glued.
Oh man.
That's nuts.
I'll laugh.
I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure. I know, like Civil War time, they definitely had like hot air balloons that they'd float up to like survey the battlefield and shit.
Yeah.
I believe prior to that, they had what they called war kites, and they would like this looks like a sophisticated system compared to what they would. They would just lash a guy to a kite, a giant kite, and fly him up in the air and try to see like where the fuck Genghis Khan was or whatever. You know?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
I would have been nominated for that fucking job, and I would want it.
it's
Like,
the
get the little
smallest-
guy.
Get the M word.
Yeah, get the M word and glue him to the kite. They're fucking. They put boiling tar on my back and stick me on some kite. They fly me up there. I
Put
got some.
Tyrion up there.
I got some Hodor holding me. I'm flying all around. I'm screaming. What do you see?
Tell us what you saw before you died.
My legs are broken. It's going the wrong way.
I like tell us what you saw before you die. All right, let's play some music and we'll come back. I know
Yes.
Ross has some argument he got into.
I don't know.
Which he was telling Sam, he's like,
Confrontation,
He
Ross?
was doing
No.
news, and then he did a one. He's like, he's like,
yeah.
nope, we're doing this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
all right, that's fine.
There's a whole something behind it. He's like, I sent you a video, Sam, so it's something.
The name of the band.
I like
is-
Hitler.
Oh no! Oh my
Kanye.
God. Do a shot. Let's see. The name of the artist is Goings. The name of the song is Red. We'll be right back with more on Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomanddan.com for last minute emails. If you want to throw those in there, and we will be right back.
You're listening to the industry leader, radio guys turned podcasters. And now the whole town is sucking our dicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to lick our balls, bitch.
Welcome back to a mediocre time with Tom and Dan. That is the science of with the song Threads. Dan.
Tom, we're going to be at the Orlando Solar Bears game December 16th. The whole show's going to be out there. I believe Ross and his family are coming on the 16th.
Goddamn right.
And if you want to go with us, get tickets in section 118. You can go to tomanddan.com and buy your tickets there.
Would you sit on the glass with me and bang on it with me and Maisie and make Tom uncomfortable?
I will. As long as,
you got to use your ring.
as long as you accept the fact that I'm going to be rooting for the Savannah Ghost Pirates.
Oh, rival.
Go there. You're dressed as a fucking ghost pirate.
Got a big ghost ship on.
He's Scooby-Doo. He's like, boo, boo.
Brendan Buss will be there too.
Yep.
I got my tickets. I saw that's who we were playing, and I was like, Savannah Ghost, that's my fucking team right there.
It's a pretty awesome name.
The league that they're in has the best names. Savannah Ghost Pirates. We have a great name. Solar Bear. Shades is undoubtedly the friendliest and kindest and most loving mascot you could ever have.
Wait until you meet Captain fucking Hook or whatever the Ghost Pirates are with
He's
them.
probably got a cool name because my favorite name, though, even over anything, is the Everblades. The Everblades are that's just
It's
fucking
great.
great,
It's
dude.
great.
That's
It's
good.
just so good.
Listen, we pulled some strings. We're going to have Shades come to our section
Yeah.
and shake some hands.
Oh, or maybe pose with a ghost pirate.
Yeah. And speaking of Ross, let's do some confrontation of the week.
I got to get the song.
The song's
Sorry.
the best.
I'm not prepared.
The Savannah Ghost Pirate
Shout out to Mo
mascot's
DeWitt.
name is Davy.
Just call Mode.com.
Oh, Davy Jones.
Davy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope it's not, though. I hope it's just Davy or Davy Crockett.
Or it's just a guy. Oh, yeah, we brought Davey with us. Yeah.
Or Davy from the Monkeys.
Yeah, I think that was Davy Jones.
Was it Davy
though.
Jones too?
So he could be. No, he's like, no, like the
No,
monkeys,
like
not
the monkeys,
the
not
pirate.
the pirate. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going for.
Here we go.
What do you mean? You need to see ID. No, I won't get my wife. You'll deal with me. Ross's confrontation of the week.
Injured on the go, just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt. What do we got, Ross?
Shout out to the Jackal. I still love that song.
God, it
so
goes,
good.
right? Man,
Yeah.
it makes me want to, like, just start pushing things over in here.
Man, it was a big week for confrontation. I got in a fight at Publix.
Wow.
I got in a fight with a landscaper.
Shopping is a pleasure there. How do you?
You got in a fight with a landscaper at Publix?
This is just a quickie.
I like a warm-up.
This is just a quickie.
There's a
An
morsel.
aside.
I've been,
forward.
Dan, you know I hate cardio, but I've been making myself run lately.
You look good.
I've been running lately, and I got a little park near my house I like to run around.
Oh.
It's about a half mile away from me.
We'll run around park.
It's about a half mile perimeter around the park, and it's a nice quiet area. Like it's quiet, just nice houses all around, and a little park, a little pocket park. And so I'm running around my park the other day, and fucking like the second time in 3 days, there's a fucking landscaper cutting one of these goddamn $1 million mansions next to this park and blowing the debris not just into the street, into the fucking park.
Oh, yeah.
Into the
Wow.
fucking
someone
park.
else's
Rich people,
problem.
that's what we use parks for.
Yeah, you dump
our
your
trash
garbage
right there. Why do you think
But
we
my
take our
grass
kids
clippings
there?
there. It's grass clippings park.
Yeah.
I'm running. There's moms. There's people walking dogs and shit. And this asshole's just blowing. And then again, this is the multiple times this happened.
Fucking running here.
So like, I just got pissed, and he did like my second or third time by him where he was still blowing shit into the park. He didn't even pause the blow. You know how they do the courtesy pause? Didn't even fucking pause.
The guys around here are really good. Look, I give them a lot of shit around here, but I will say the Baldwin guys, no matter who they are, they will do that move until you walk by. They'll just let the thing roll, you know?
So I didn't even get the pause, and I got mad, and I yelled at him, "You're supposed to rake that." And he
back it up. Yell back it up. That's Buddy Dyer.
of course he didn't fucking hear me, and I'm running, so I'm like, I'm a block away from him by the time he goes, "What?" And I go, that's illegal. Like, it's all, while I'm huffing and puffing. I just,
I'm sure he's aware of he's not supposed to be doing that. Like, it's just,
Yeah, go jog and fuck off.
I think the whole point is once the clippings are off the property that he's being
He don't
paid to
care.
do.
Yeah.
By the way, it's not the owner. The owner
Yeah.
just pays whatever lawn guy, and
Man,
you
I-
blow it in the streets, international waters.
It's really bad though. I was leaving here one day, leaving over here where I parked near our mailbox. Came down, and I always loop around the really expensive houses over here. As I was coming around, they're doing their yard work. The dude didn't pause his blower, and I came by, and it had been raining. And and my car was still wet, and he just blew everything onto my car, and I had to be okay with that. Like I use it as a test now. I'm like, be okay with it, all over my car. I'm like, all right, and just drive home. You're fine. You'll get it washed later.
it's basically a tar and feathering in this state.
It's crazy. It's just lack of awareness, lack of knowing what you're doing.
So, by the way, I'd never even considered telling the guy anything if he blew anything. Like, it never dawned on me to even tell him.
I did
so
one
awkward
today.
to me.
Sam and I did one today, walking back from Publix.
Oh, the lady almost killed us?
Yeah, lady ran a stop sign, and she's smoking her. She just lit her cigarette.
Window down, smoking
Window
her
down,
cigarette.
and she came her out. I go, you're supposed to stop.
Well, before she got to us, because she was coming up to the stop sign, I noticed she wasn't really slowing down, and so I'm like, what, are you going to kill us?
Yeah.
And she just, and then danced.
I'm like, you're
supposed to stop there.
Yeah, I yelled at her.
And she just blew her smoke
She
out.
didn't care though.
She did not give one
That
shit.
is the correct response,
Yeah.
though. I will say she got me because I yelled at her, and the correct response is to not stop, to not look,
Yeah.
because then I win. She acted as if she didn't hear me. She won. She won, and I
Yeah.
felt bad. I was like, God damn bitch. Yeah.
You
So,
win this time.
What's the main confrontation?
I love the auxiliary one. It's like a side quest. It's a side quest in a video game.
I'm pretty sure my phone got run over like about a year ago, and I lost all my contacts. I'm pretty sure I owe you for the true confrontation of the week, Tom. Did you send me this hosting gig that I did last Saturday?
I thought that went great. The pictures looked phenomenal, dude.
Hey, listen, Facebook Life looks great, doesn't it?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
And this one will be fun because this will be a rare confrontation of the week where like you'll get my opinion of what happened and my perspective on it, and I've sent Sam. I found online other people's perspective of the same situation.
Oh, well, let me explain real quick.
Whoa, you're not in trouble, man. What the hell?
This
is where he distances himself.
I got no. I got sent
Well,
an email.
let me preface like this. I knew this was coming because I think it was like 2 or 3 times ago. You guys had me on and you're like, you're a pretty good comedy host, Ross. And I was like, I'm the best of all fucking time. And
I wrote
That's
that
like
down.
David Jolly when he said he's the best speller of all time.
What do you want me to spell? Doogie House?
Such an odd thing to come up. Like,
Well, you are a good host.
I'm like,
I'm an excellent host, but like I may have I just said so much shit that I walked out of here. I was like, oh, I got to come up and scum it, and it came.
okay, well,
Oh, man.
now
Karma's gonna get you.
let's not mention the venue. Does the venue have anything to do
I'm
with it?
gonna fucking name all the names. Yeah, absolutely.
God damn, all they're partners with us.
Well, the House of Blues is awesome, and fucking everybody at the House of Blues, Zach, the stage manager, fucking
yeah.
everybody backstage at the House of Blues is great. As a venue, fucking amazing. I fucking love the House. And by the way, the show, Channel 5, they're great too. They're great at what they do.
Okay, all right.
I have no beef with anybody involved with any of this. This is simply what happened to me.
Okay.
So I'm interested because I got this email before.
I looked at it, I go, well, that went well. All right.
And
Fuck yeah.
listen to at the end we'll dissect, and it didn't go poorly. So like it's just more about what happened to me.
So the email I got,
Which
it
is
was,
the bit. With fair, to be fair.
It was like
What we're here to talk
just,
about.
we got the relationship with the House of Blues. They're a great venue, and
They
then
Amazing venue.
Yeah,
this event, picture
One of my
perfect.
faves.
Backstage, they were prepared for fucking anything. They handled shit like it was a great venue.
And I got an email, and they were asking if me and Daniel wanted to host a Q&A for an act.
Are you crazy? There's nothing I'd rather do than host a fucking Q&A.
I didn't even ask Daniel. That's how much I know. By the way, when someone asks if me and Daniel want to do something, I already know
It's
the
always
answer
no.
for Daniel.
It's always
Well,
no.
the thing is, like, I don't know Daniel's answer.
Yes, if you ever leave this area because there's so much stuff involved with it.
But also, also, there's a certain amount of things like, do you want to drive down, get out, go? Hosting a Q&A for something.
He does the answer for me. And he's right. He's right. I don't want to do it.
Also, and I've hosted Q&A before.
Fucking hard.
No.
It's hard.
You did the Adrian Heath one, and you got burned. He's been scarring PTSD from that shit.
But no one
him
ever.
Up. He called me after. He's like, that was I was like, that was crazy. I'm sweating.
No one ever in the audience has a question because it's just like they're in middle school again when you're like, hey, anybody got a question? Everybody's scared.
It's over.
And they're like,
I just want to be
Don't
released.
raise your hand. You're going to be here longer.
I just want to sit here and get drunk and look. That's what every adult wants to do. They don't want to participate or whatever. So then you're floundering trying to get like, come on. And then you're yelling at the audience. I've done this before.
But if you do raise your hand, you better fucking have something.
Yeah.
I went to a
it's
comedy show
horrible.
last night where they asked a participant to raise their hand for something,
no.
and then they had nothing, and then she just shamed them for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And she kept going back to it. Like, why are you wasting everybody's fucking time?
And then you know who everybody gets mad at? Not only the people on stage answering the questions and the people in the audience. They get mad at the host asking them. Like, you're the moderator.
Yeah,
you should
I do that.
Have been ready for this.
I'm just you.
No.
Yokel with a microphone.
No, at that Adrian Heath thing that he used to be the coach of
City, right?
Orlando City Lions. And when you hosted that, if it goes poorly, I usually go, well, the fucking host isn't prepared for this shit. This is a fucking hunk of shit. This guy sucks.
Shouldn't you just pay for plants in the audience at that point?
Well, Tom used to write his own questions. He's smart like that because he used to practice. He'd write questions.
You could have sent me. I would have been in the audience and asked some dumb questions.
Didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
But what happened to you? So
It's not. We're not even in my confrontation. My heart's already hurt.
So then,
Tom wasted too much of his time.
So I was like, this seems like a horrible gig. I got the perfect person for the job.
And by the way, as I describe every
Lost
action
first
I
time.
end up taking, imagine yourself and Dan doing any of this shit.
Oh, man. He knows what I'd be. I'd be yelling at him. I'd be like, what the fuck, man?
But it was a paid gig and there was money and there's only like a free thing.
I do like a paid gig.
So I was booked that weekend. I was booked for that Saturday, and I get this text, hey, you wanna moderate a Q&A at the House of Blues? We're gonna pay, I don't know, 3 or 4 times what your gig that you're booked for is gonna pay. I was like, fuck yeah! So I back out of my gig that I'm doing. A couple of hoops to jump through, and I get confirmed to moderate this event at the House of Blues. Some of you guys probably listen because I got 2.5 million goddamn viewers on YouTube, Channel 5 Live.
Huge.
I don't know what that is.
They do okay. So this guy Andrew Callahan, he got to start I think in New Orleans. He did your standard like drunk in the street interviews. That was kind of his genesis.
Do you remember the guy with the curly hair that did he do the videos on Bourbon Street?
I'm looking him up now.
And
I'm
then-
not really that familiar.
and then he started.
Oh man, he's
Sorry.
huge.
He started going to like cons and stuff, and then the one when I started looking in because I didn't know either. I looked into him. The one that I remembered was when COVID first hit. Remember there was that like viral story that went around of like spring breakers and like some dude on the beach was like, "Come to Florida, man. COVID doesn't fucking exist here. Yeah, party, dude."
Yeah,
that was a Channel 5 joint.
Yeah.
So that was
Okay.
kind of like the viral thing that I knew.
Yeah,
him
and
from.
he's like friends with Boosie, but even beyond that, he's friends with.
We'll get there.
Oh no!
Fucking get
Oh,
there.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I was tiptoeing. You know what?
Fucking get there, dude.
I am so sorry. Continue.
So I jump through a couple hoops. They were like, okay, great. Well, we can use you. And so I get in touch with the tour manager, right? Tour manager he's like, so you have any questions? I was like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. What are we doing? And so he's like, all right. So what we're gonna do, like an hour before the show starts, the tour manager, me, I'm gonna DJ for about an hour. After that, we need you to run out on stage. You just do like a hey, what's up, you guys? How you doing? Welcome to the House of Blues for Channel 5 Live. And then you introduce a video. We got a 13-minute video plays. You come back out. You're like, hey guys, did you like the video? Here's Andrew Callahan. You intro Andrew. He comes out. He plays a preview of like his new movie that he's working on, right? And then after that, you come out and you run a Q&A for us. And I was like, all right, everything sounds good. I don't know really what you want from me for the Q&A. He's like, well, we'll go over more like night of, but like basically you'll just have some questions ready for him. We'll do audience questions too. You can ask some stuff like marry, fuck, kill if you want to. Like ask him what's your favorite thing in Florida. I'm like, I think I got what you're looking for. I can handle this.
I'm not hearing anything that would be a red flag, really. I mean, like, I'm being serious. Like, this is all shit I know Ross can do.
I feel good about it at this point too.
Yeah.
I'm on board with this.
Well, because you've hosted a million shows, and then
he's also hosted some shit shows, and I know he knows his way around a shit show.
Also, I've done this. I've come in here and brought you guys news story. Here's a story about a Nigerian guy trapped in a boat. Oh,
there's a bit of yes and improv. Yeah,
here's some stuff that you guys guys can bounce around and fucking build on, and we can talk about, right?
it.
Which that seemed like the job to me when I got this assignment.
man.
So listen, here's my cheat sheet.
Oh my god.
Look at
Tom's already so
Now I'm nervous. I'm like, oh god, I'll never get lotion again.
I can't stress enough.
Selfishly, okay.
I can't stress enough.
Not for his friend Ross.
What do you think it was, Sam?
I
And
can't.
the only reason he uses Loge is so he can get blowjobs. Avon Brothers Loge.
The House of Blues
I've
could
yet
not
to
be
get
a
Loge.
better venue. Channel 5 could not be better guys.
Yeah,
The event went great.
Okay,
This is
all right.
about what happened to me, Tom.
Okay,
so like,
all right.
and I'm pretty sure from House of Blues perspective, they were fine with everything.
Oh, okay.
Except, they Andrew Callahan tried to make a guy eat 31 blunt roaches on stage, and they wouldn't let that happen. They did shut that down.
No.
They did shut that down.
Why 31?
This guy, I'm not super familiar with the show, but there was this guy like that Florida man type that like they have had on the show before. He does this thing called Wu-Tanging, I guess, where he slams a beer and then eats a roach blunt and it gets you high or whatever. And so he was going to do 31 Wu-Tangs.
31 Wu-Tangs.
And they were like,
Kill
and he's
somebody.
doing it. It's going to be
I'd
weed
love
roach
to have
blunts
seen
too.
that. I should have come to this
Is
show.
this like
And then-
90s radio
And then
style?
the stage manager had to run out and be like, and Andrew Callahan's like, well, okay, it's not weed, it's just tobacco. And then the stage manager runs back, and they're like, oh, we can't do that.
By the way, I'm sitting in the audience. I'm like, it is weed. I know it.
I know it's me.
But then when they say we're not doing that, I mean,
Yeah. Everybody walk out.
Yeah.
But I was talking to the stage manager after. Apparently, that comes back to is it Steel Panther Dan? Is that
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
band?
Yeah.
Steel Panther
got
did a
in
show
trouble.
apparently where like ladies were getting fingered on stage.
Yeah.
Casey
And-
Anthony was just
Casey
at their
Anthony's
show.
dancing on stage
Yeah.
with them.
And the problem was that like whoever posted the video or whatever online didn't tag House of Blues. They tagged Disney Springs in it. So then Disney was like,
And there were girls like full on getting like, yeah, fingered, you know.
so
How does that happen?
that's why you can't eat weed on the stage at the House of Blues
It's
anymore.
Florida.
So listen, I didn't. Everything.
Let's see what's going on at Disney Springs tonight. You go, what do I do? Put in a hashtag Disney Springs. Yeah, figuring. Right
So
to it.
I'm pretty clear on everything leading up the Q&A. I'm not 100% on. So like I really do my fucking homework. I get like a
That
bunch.
is a manifesto.
I
I've
have-
ever seen one now.
I have.
It looks a lot like Tom's, right?
I have several news stories. I have some
'Cause they
fun
prepare.
facts.
They
I've
prepare.
got some like questions. I'm in my mind. I'm like, if this is Tom and Dan, we're doing like live at the Improv like
Right.
we did.
You've done this.
I've got 90 minutes of stuff.
Boom.
Easy. I don't know what they want out of me. At this point in the show, it's like if we go 90 minutes, it's like a 3-hour show. I can't imagine we're going to go. And also there's going to be crowd Q&A too. So like I'm fucking covered.
Right.
So
You know your way around, not around crowd work. I've seen you do it a million times. You know your way around hecklers. I don't see anything wrong yet.
Get to
Oh,
the
man.
venue. I'm there first. I check in with like the House of Blues management and everything. They wouldn't let me in the green room. That's fun. But
Man, the host
listen.
out of the green room?
That's
listen,
not
I
cool.
found a nice little box backstage to sit on. I was cool. It was fine. I don't know. It may have been like a talent thing. The talent may have been like just
They
talent.
don't know
in the
you.
room. I don't know. And that's
We're back here
perfectly
making
fucking
31
fine.
roaches.
The guy who eats roaches is back here.
If a headliner wants a fucking room to himself, that's the headliner's prerogative. I'll sit on a fucking box backstage, no fucking problem. So I'm sitting backstage, drinking my bang. The tour manager rolls up. He starts his DJ set. They open the curtain. There's I think it seats 1,500 people. I think they packed a few extra in there. There's tons. It's full.
Oh, it's full.
man.
Fucking full.
Oh, the kids love him.
Standing room
love him.
only. There's
Yeah.
like just tons of eyeballs. This guy, Susan, is the tour manager. This guy is Susan. He runs. He's like Orlando.
There's
They
a boy
love
named
him.
Susan.
Okay.
Yeah, that's that.
Oh.
They love him. He starts DJing. They're like, yeah. Every once in a while, he
We
goes,
love tour managers who DJ. Tour manager DJ.
And what is this again?
Susan's a great guy. Susan, one of my.
I'm not making
top
fun of it, but
people. love this
I
guy.
do think that tour manager DJ is a funny thing.
And this is the internet, like.
Oh,
They
it's
do
huge. It's huge.
2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. They do little
TikTok,
pocket news
Instagram.
stories. He did the first interview with Alex Jones after the first court settlement, for
Yeah.
example. That one I watched. Good stuff. He did like
He's huge.
Another one I watched. He went to like a strongman competition, interviewed strongmen, and
Okay.
like his
So
kind
it's
of style is like lay back in the cut and let these maniacs talk.
There's
So,
a
like-
YouTube influencer that has a cast of characters
Correct.
around. Okay.
And somebody sold him on doing a live tour.
Okay, all right.
And so, the
That's how you make the money.
It's a quick cash.
God damn, it's got to be. There are 1,500 fucking people at the House of Blues. It's got to be a fucking.
God, they're bands that don't sell that many.
So, like I said, I got, in my estimate, 90 minutes of stuff. If we go quick, like, if we just blow through these topics, I got 90 minutes of shit. So, DJ gets to be towards the end of his DJ set.
DJ Susan.
I'm like, I go up to Susan. I'm like, literally, you want me to go out there? Like, how much time do you want out of me up front? He's like, literally 20 seconds. Like, okay. So
Perfect.
I run out.
Even better.
I run out. I do like a quick lap around the stage just to catch their eyes, right?
Oh.
And I go, House of Blues, make some noise. And I go, make some noise if this stage is bigger than your fucking house.
Oh, that's funny.
This is the big ass stage.
Yeah.
And
you're also giving love to the venue. Yeah, this is all good stuff.
Quick joke. Just a fucking quick hit.
Yeah, you're just being fun.
Hey, I'm Ross McCoy, local comedian of the year, Orlando Weekly. Just real quick intro. And I go, you guys are all here to Channel 5 Live. I was like, well, I'm not going to stand between you and the content anymore. Here's the first video from Channel 5 Live. Make some noise.
I love this.
Video plays. I'm off the stage. Susan fucking fist bumps me. Good to go. Like, good to
All
go.
right,
Right?
perfect.
All right.
You're
I feel
already
better
like,
now.
I'm going to be home and drinking champagne.
I
in
feel,
an hour.
I feel a little better. I feel a little
And
better.
you're like, you know what? That Tom Van, he's not that bad of a guy.
yeah, you know what? I'm coming around. I'm coming around to him a little bit.
He forwarded me this email, thought of me, is that I'd be a good
it's a
like,
Christmas
that makes
miracle.
me easy money, some Christmas cash.
And the goose. Is it still that?
Video plays. It's like outtakes from videos they've done, right? So it's like shit these people have seen
Never
before.
been
but like,
seen before.
But outtakes. So they're
Trash people talking to Andrew.
They love it. They're fucking eating it up. They're fucking loving it. And so the video plays, and I go out. I'm like, hey guys, you like that video? I was like, all right. Well, what did I go like, well, all that I have to do now is make sure you guys are ready for what's next. And they go, and I do a quick lap around the stage, and I'm like, I don't know, Susan. I don't think they're ready. And they go,
No, yeah, you're hyping them up there. You're
What is wrong with it? I'm not even there, and I'm hyped right now.
I'm telling you, I'm like one of the best MCs in the fucking
Oh, don't do it again. He's doing it again.
Doing it.
Before the fall.
Oh my God, you're becoming Tom.
You wanted the best? You got the best.
Oh, no. Very
That's
good.
the most insulting thing you've ever said to him. And if he hits you, that's on you. My God, what is happening?
I get them fucking frothing, dude. They are
love it.
fucking panties are dropping. I
love it.
I go, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Andrew Callahan, Channel 5 Live, Andrew Callahan. Andrew comes out. They fucking. I go backstage. I have another fucking bang. I'm like, going just like.
Two bangs.
This is my third of the day.
Oh my God.
Wow.
How are you not vibrating through the atmosphere?
Well, stand by.
Oh.
Oh my God.
So I'm just like, I'm backstage, like the whole time he's on stage, I'm just going through my notes. I'm like, I'm going to start with this. I'm going to go to that. And we're going to talk about this. If they do this, I'll do that. You know, like just going over my fucking, like I said,
Yeah, tightening up.
in my estimate, 90 minutes of fucking material. So Andrew plays a preview for his new movie that he's doing. They fucking love it. It looks really good. It looks really good too. I'm watching a little bit of it. It looks
His
really fucking
stuff
good.
is really funny. I laugh at it. I think he's a funny dude. Like I think the whole idea is funny.
He comes back to take, like, the video stops. He like buzzes off to take a piss. I come out and I'm like, hey, how was that fucking video? You guys, I was like, listen, when it comes out in Orlando, we're all going to see it together. I'm buying the popcorn.
This is what you want your host to do. Yeah.
It's like, we're all going together.
Yeah,
I'm
walk
buying
me-
the popcorns on me, you guys.
Yeah. I like all of this, man.
So I'm like, right now, it's my pleasure to introduce for a Q&A session with you guys, Andrew Callahan, and then the other two guys are like Evan and Nick. I haven't even met them, or I don't even know their fucking names or who they are. But I have Evan and Nick. So I'm like, Evan, Nick, and Andrew Callahan. And so they all come out. There's 4 stools. There's 4 mics. They come out on stage. The guy that wanted to eat blunt roaches earlier also comes out on stage. There's an awkward, like, does he get a mic? Does he have a chair?
Can we have a mic for Florida Man, please? Can we have a mic for
He
Florida Man?
brought his
please?
own folding camp chair with him. And so he just pops that out.
On brand.
Gets himself on the stage.
Yeah.
And so
That's a little Bass,
we all sit
Bass
down
Pro
on
Shop.
stools, and I'm like, at this point, I'm like, I don't know what happens. Like, do I start? Do they start? And so nothing happens.
Okay.
Awkward delay.
Now you were thinking that they may
Oh, no,
have
this is
a...
where if you and this is where if Tom were doing this, this is where
Fucking
he
panic.
would literally his heart would just go, gung, 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 and then it would just go, gung, gung, and stop.
Yeah.
Because this is your nightmare, right?
That's why I do an Irish joke off the stage.
Trying to skip across the
Ashley
stage.
Simpson style.
Yeah, Ashley Simpson.
The difference between me and Tom, though, is that I'm the greatest MC of all time.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
sitting
yeah,
there.
of course. I am not.
I'm just sitting there.
We
kinda
hate
like,
it. We hate doing it.
I'm just kind of waiting to see how we're going to start. That's all. Like, and so there's what some people might call an uncomfortable pause. But to me, it's just like, some time goes by. They're staring at us. We're staring at them. And
are you thinking maybe they know how to initiate this because they do
Well,
this
it's
show,
his
right?
fucking tour.
There should have been some show direction.
It's not
here.
their-
I figure he's the big dog. I introed him. He's gonna start. That's just in my head. That's hey guys, it's Andrew. We're
Yeah,
gonna start
normally
the
you go,
Q&A.
thanks so much, Ross. Appreciate it. Hey, you guys feel it? Yeah,
He'll
I
take the
don't-
reins
Yeah.
and I'm maybe steering, but let me know when we're started. You know, like
Yeah.
So nothing happens. So I'm like, okay, great. Well, I got all the fucking questions, and I go like, all right, guys, let's get started. And I'm like,
no, but hold on, can we talk about that for a second? Because I really like that.
It's my worst nightmare.
No, but I really like what he did because I want to talk about the seriousness of being in that because I know there are a lot of people listening to this right now that I know you're frozen in fear hearing what Ross is doing, but that is not everybody can do that. And I admire the people, and I can do it. I admire the people that can go like, well, nothing's happening. Something must happen. Let's
we
go.
go.
Yeah, and you have
Yeah.
to fucking do that.
and I just read this really interesting book called Blink. But what's the 10,000 hour guys, EJ? You know what I'm talking about. The guy wrote- He wrote this book Blink about instinct and first impressions and stuff, and it basically boils down to like it's pretty much
Win Hoff. It's the other dude.
it's pretty much the same thing as the 10,000 hours thing. Like
Malcolm
if you,
Gladwell?
Malcolm Gladwell. In situations that will make you freeze up, like as a cop, and like pull your gun and like have a guy under the gun situation. The only thing that really works is like repeated training at it. So like if this had been my first time staring down 1,500 fucking eyeballs looking at me in silence, I would have been just pouring sweat and heart pounding.
Yeah,
But, like,
freeze.
I've been there enough times that I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go home after this and smoke a fucking bowl. Like, no matter how this goes. Like,
You understand what you're in.
Yeah, you're the king of uncomfortable moments. You were born for this.
Look, I went to an open mic. What was it, last week? Like the day before Thanksgiving, and
Oh,
I
no.
was cringing so bad, and it was nothing for Ross.
I told Sam, I go, that's the kind of stuff I enjoy.
Sam's
Whereas
the
I'm
worst
not
thing she's ever
elevated.
witnessed.
I'm not elevated like you. I don't want to host it, but I do want to sit there and like
watch.
feel the energy go into
no,
me.
no.
Ross,
Ross knows I
It
like that
hurts.
shit. I
I've
just
seen
want
too
to.
many bad comedy shows.
Me too.
I want to
I'm
absorb it.
scared.
I want to absorb the comedians yelling at the audience and saying, well, that's funny. I want to absorb all of that. I want to absorb Ross going out and chastising the comedians for yelling at the audience for saying you should have laughed at my shit.
yeah.
Now, is there any like stage manager? What happened to Susan? Is Susan telling you
Where the
to?
fuck are you, Susan?
Susan's around. He's like he's working like tech and stuff. He's doing and also like shooting B-roll film and stuff. Susan's like working his fucking balls off.
Okay,
So,
but
like,
so he's
Susan's
not
there.
giving you direction of what to do next.
At a certain point, Susan does come up and whisper in my ear, "We're not doing audience questions anymore." So that we'll get to that.
Are you?
We'll get to that.
Fucking kidding? I'd walk right off.
Stage direction. No prep.
Everything we talked about is different now.
What do we do now?
Why are you telling? They're looking at us.
Everything I told you is a lie.
Maybe you should have told me in the green room when you invited me in there.
They're looking at
Oh my
us.
God.
So listen, I go. Let's.
You're ruining the show. I like they put it on you. What the fuck are you doing? What do you mean I'm saving your ass? You had no fucking plan.
Tom Van forwarded me this email. Oh my
How could
God.
it go wrong? You transferred the orb.
So Ross is sitting up there on a tiny stool, and then Susan walks over and whispers, and I like Hitler.
Oh my God.
Hold
shocker
your
with
fire
Laura?
Okay,
on
sorry.
all accounts.
All right.
You guys are all over so much shit.
Okay, sorry.
So like my opening, they had brought up Mike Boosie at some point. He had mentioned Mike Boosie, or like they mentioned going to the Sausage
I did like
Castle or
Boosie
something.
better than Boosie.
Boosie or Boosie?
Whatever.
I like Boosie.
I'm gonna start calling her
We
Boosie.
understand.
Bust
I
that
was
Boosie.
like, hey guys, let's get started. Hey, I just want to live just to get started. Here's a fun fact you might not know. You guys mentioned the Sausage Castle.
Sam said, pump that Boosie.
QS BTM says abort. Attach yourself to a kite.
Oh my God. If you'd have flown away. Oh my God.
So
Kite man.
I go, you guys mentioned the Sausage Castle, and at this point, Andrew goes, yeah, hey, Mike's Boosie's supposed to be here. Is Mike here? And so like we spend
I'm sorry, I didn't know that was part of the story.
we spend some time looking for Mike Boosie, and that he's not there, and so I go, all right. back to the show. I just want to let you guys know. I don't know if everybody knows Sausage Castle. Mike Bussie's a hero. He on Veterans Day, he gives all veterans free admission to the Sausage Castle. Everybody gets a blowjob. And I was like, and everybody's like, yeah, we know. And I was like, I'm like, what you might not know is that the lady he has out to do that every year, Jenny Jizz, Veterans Day is her anniversary. And that's just like a fun fact that I know that I figured I share with them.
Yeah. And her hubby, I think he likes the fact that that it turns him on.
So then
to give the blowjob.
They go, cool.
Why did you say that?
Oh, man.
She's married and she's being cuckolded.
I'm like, okay. And so I move on. I go to like a news story. I had I think I went to like I had you guys San Francisco police they just announced they are looking for legal document. They want to be able to kill people with drones and robots, and the city council's fighting them on that. What do you guys think about that? And
so you're doing news now. The people still sitting on stage.
Now you're doing like Larry King with Andrew and the guys.
Hey, let's talk about robots fucking killing people. You know, like fucking police using robots or whatever.
Because they've given you no direction, right? Other than we're not doing these questions anymore.
Andrew goes, I don't like that.
This
sounds like a fucking setup.
A little bit of a pause.
It does sound like a setup.
He goes, I don't think robots should kill people. And I let a little bit of time go by, and I go, all right, yeah, but what about the police, Andrew? The police hands has got to be better. And he goes, nope.
Hold on.
Yeah, they're icing them. They're icing them. I don't like this.
Hold on, man.
Yeah, fuck these guys.
Was this supposed to be me and Daniel?
Yeah, they were gonna clown y'all.
And then somehow, like, I'm like,
what would you have done, Daniel? What would you have done?
What did I say to Forrest when we were on the beach? Forrest, I love this guy.
Remember what you said.
We were on the beach. Forrest, the cowboy, who shoots video for Mo. Yeah, just call Mo.com. Let's see if I got my Mo ready. So Forrest was shooting video, and I was standing there. He's like, we want you to, Forrest is like, hey, I got this idea. I'm just off the dome. Why don't you frolic through the waves and then like come in and then like put your head in the camera and say like, hey, welcome to Tom and Dan's beach party. And I looked at him and I go, I didn't come here to be a fucking idiot.
Oh, man.
That's nothing.
That's what I would have said, Sam. I would have said, I didn't come here to be a fucking idiot.
Now I understand, but Ross is a pro, right? So once Ross, like you hire Ross, he's going to do the job you hired him
correctly.
And so if whatever shammery is going on, I feel like
there's some flim flam here for sure. Shimmy dog ham.
You're gonna be like, well, fuck this. You hired. I'm gonna do this and
power through.
Yeah, and you might.
Did you pick up that he was fucking with you, or do you think that he legitimately thought that you were asking him about a question? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why isn't he helping you?
The vibe I get is that they're very good at what they do, which is YouTube videos. And if there was video involved with anything, they were like, the video, later when we did get a couple questions from the audience and it was about them, they had some stuff to say about themselves. So, like, the vibe I got was that they're good at, and then most of what we're about to go through, like, it was like Andrew would give me 1 or 2 word responses, maybe a sentence. Or I would start talking, then I would get interrupted with nothing. And also, Nick and Evan, whoever those 2 guys are, not a fucking word. They are statues. Not a fucking word out of those 2. They might as well have been corpses on the goddamn stage.
Oh, yeah.
So
if you don't
Andrew's
do
at least
this,
talking to me.
If you don't do live shows all the time, and Ross has done 10,000, if you don't do this and you're only doing YouTube videos, you do not have the reps to be able to pull this shit off.
They clearly know that, too. So they hire a moderator to come in and run the shit and kind of ease the transition. But, man, you got to give me something. So, like, I go, here's the question I ask everybody, Andrew. You ever seen a ghost or a UFO? No, but I'm open. So again, this is the kind of stuff I'm getting, right? So I go like,
do they do this every city?
I don't fucking know.
Now I gotta look at it.
How after not the first time they did this? If this is the first time ever, I'd give them a pass. But if
maybe
this is the 20th time,
maybe the guy that gets to do this in every other city is more familiar with the show and he knows what to do, and it's on me. I'm fucking willing to accept that. I did what I thought I knew how to do.
Okay, I see what you're
maybe
saying.
it was the wrong fucking thing to do. But so I go like, hey, Coast Guard just rescued a guy, fell off a Carnival cruise. They rescued him 15 hours at sea. What about that, you guys? That's crazy.
I will say.
So you want to enunciate on that?
Listen,
or?
I will say that this was the first show of the tour. Now, I don't know if they've ever toured before. I don't know if they've ever toured before. But this was the very first show they've ever done.
Didn't you set Ross up, dude? You fucking set it up.
I'd be mad at Tom right now.
I would be too. I'm with EJ. I'm never with EJ.
Somebody came to Tom for an MC, and he gave him the world's greatest MC. Tom did nothing wrong.
You know what, Ross, you're a hero. By the way,
you're letting Tom off light.
These are questions I wouldn't have thought to ask if we would have done it. Hold on, this is the first time they've done this. But first,
I would have probably honestly stepped backstage with you. I would have leaned into you and said like, "Hey,
what the fuck are we doing?"
I'm gonna. I would have done this. I would have been like, "Hey, I'm gonna get drunk and start fucking. I'm gonna start fucking around because I'm very uncomfortable. My anxiety's through the roof. So I'm gonna hammer these high noons and I'm gonna fuck this whole thing. I'm gonna fuck it up good.
AKA the playing music during Dan Cummins' set.
yeah, that was about 7 Coors Lights.
I'm gonna try to freestyle rap before that point.
I'm gonna start beatboxing.
So they didn't have an idea of how this was gonna go, which is always surprising. Like, wouldn't you think, like, how?
But why is it
gonna
surprising
go?
to you now? Because we see it a lot.
I know.
This is more
Right.
prevalent than not now. It really is with and I'm not taking a shot. I'm just saying with the people that do more curated video work that go on tour, we hear every one of them, they have no concept of what puts on a live show.
It's a different animal.
Yes,
They're
it is,
good at
yeah.
what they do. This is a different animal.
Movies and Broadway are not the same thing. They cannot be the same thing. They will
And-
never be the same
Which
thing.
is weird, though. But these people have seen live shows, so can't you see what's going on the stage and and then mimic that?
Millions of people see live shows. That doesn't mean they can do one.
And
I know.
They don't
Same
know
thing
what
with
the preparation comes before that too.
just like with stand-up, where like a sitcom actor or a wrestler is like, I'm going to get into stand-up. They've seen it a million times. They think they get up there, and the first dozen times are fucking awful because there's a learning curve to it.
Yeah, but you're doing it hopefully in a cafe and 8 people the first dozen or so
Unless
times.
you're fucking Mankind and you have a name to sell, and then your first time's in front of a goddamn sold-out La Brea Improv or something, you know?
Yeah. By the way, this was their first ever tour.
So they're
Wow.
And I tell people this at open mic.
It's pretty cool that you are part of that.
Yeah,
though,
that is
honestly.
cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Is it cool? I refer to you.
Well,
Thanks, Tom, for the heads up.
The
that this
hardest,
is the first one.
the hardest goddamn thing to MC is a sold out show with people that have never done it ever before.
And I see this at open mic all the time, and I tell people this all the time. No matter how good your first open mic set is, it's gonna be your worst set if you keep doing it, because you always get better. So your first time at anything is your fucking worst time.
You'd also think that they would hire their own person to do this that knew.
Just get the Florida roach eating man to do it.
But I'm saying their own guy.
Well, you already had a guy DJing. Who gives a fuck about DJing? Why don't you learn some mic skills?
That might be something that they learn, and they get a guy in there.
From this.
I do like
They waited too long to realize
Like,
this is a
what
bad
if
idea.
what if they came back through? And we just happen to go, and then we see. I'm like, "Is that Ross?" And it's not Ross. It's a guy that looks like Ross.
Oh,
and he's like, and they got a guy out there. Who's like,
there's a fan of us that looks like our host the first
"Hey,
time.
did you guys see Kanye on Alex Jones? Who saw Kanye on Alex Jones?" And then Andrew's like, "I saw him. No big deal."
They like it. They lead into it.
If they do come back through, I've done this once before, and I fucked it up, and now I know what to do, what did work. I would watch a ton of their fucking videos, and I would ask them a ton of questions about them fucking selves. Because that's
That's what they know.
when we later do get to the audience Q&A, when the audience had questions for them about, hey, well, that video where you lost in the caves, oh yeah, that was fucking cool. Like, they had a bunch of stuff to say about themselves in their videos. So like, that's what I would do if I ever got the chance to do this again.
Which is something they should have told you, or lean in and be like, hey, just ask us about all the videos that these people, these 1,500 people have seen before.
You know what you do? And this has happened to you and I many times, because we've hosted stuff, certainly not as much as Ross, but we have hosted some weird things where there is a message that needs to get out that we don't control. And what they will do is they will hand you a script.
Yeah.
They will hand you a piece of paper, and they will say, Tom and Dan, execute this.
Right.
Yeah,
this
these are
is
the bullet
what we
points,
want
hit
you to
these.
say.
Yeah.
And they make it really fucking easy. And you go up there and you like the only one we ever did this for was MLS. When we had Rick Scott we had the fucking governor at the time on the stage. We got Buddy Dyer on the stage. They didn't want us to look like we had 3 things we had to fucking say.
Yeah.
You know, and that was it.
Yeah, bring out Nosferatu. That motherfucker looks like
Don't ask him about Medicare fraud.
He looks like a vampire.
He's
Real
crazy
life
looking.
too.
Yeah, his handshake.
Oh
He has
my
a
God,
horrible
you
handshake.
You are
horrible handshake.
Tall
See, I
bull.
couldn't even agree to do this with no direction. You remember how nervous I was for carts and kegs?
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I over-prepared like a motherfucker.
Well, was that Tom?
So
putting
what
you on
was
the
their
spot
take?
again?
Well, he left me to do the whole goddamn show.
He's drunk backstage like Dan. He's like, I'm gonna do what Dan does. She's Tom today.
Dan, we're like halfway into this. The audience, the audience doesn't hate me yet. Okay, let's talk about. Let's talk about where I start to lose them. Okay, a part of the show previous to this was a talent show. Andrew brings a bunch of people up off stage and they display talent. For example, one lady drank a bottle of water.
Oh God, this sounds fantastic.
So
yeah, this is where we're at with entertainment.
At one point in the talent show, he asked somebody, "What's your least favorite religion?" I don't know why. I asked that
of anyone.
First
time I meet them, what's your least
I just
favorite?
caught that question with my ear, and I was like, "That's a good question to ask them later." And so, like at some point, Susan comes in and was like, "We're not going to the audience." So I'm like, "Oh shit, this is all on me." This is where I start to sweat a little bit.
Oh my God.
I go, Andrew. Here's a question.
Don't let him say it.
I go, Andrew. Here's the question you asked somebody earlier that I've never heard before. What's your least favorite religion? And he goes, "What's yours?" And I go,
and then you go, I like Hitler.
Dan, quit stepping on my fucking jokes.
I'm sorry.
So this is about the point where he kind of notices it's going poorly too, and he starts flipping them back on me a little bit. So I go, but I got a fucking answer ready. You think I'm gonna ask a question I don't have a fucking answer to? I go, I got one for you, Andrew. I don't like Jedi. Fucking Jedi is a religion. That's bullshit.
I love that.
Boo!
Yeah.
Boo!
Yeah, you're in front of a bunch of nerds.
Boos!
Get a bunch of EJs.
Boos from the fucking literal booing from the audience. And you guys know me, so I turn to them and I go, "Who's the fucking Jedi here? Show hands!" And I go, "Bullshit religion, not even made up to scam you like fucking Scientology. You made it for a fucking movie."
Yeah, go full Ross. Go full Ross.
I fucking went at them, dude.
Yeah.
And
Tom, you're like,
and you know, Tom and Dan fans like that shit. Channel 5 fans did not enjoy it.
Oh, really? Yeah, our guys do like it when
They
you
love
get
it.
Yeah.
I hope the
They
guy
like an
who
angry, spicy.
emailed me is sitting there.
Hey, do you think this is the lowest point?
No.
Let's keep sinking.
Yes.
I go, hey, you guys have been on tour for a while. You know what? That might have been later. Okay, anyway, I go, you guys have been on tour for a while. If you had to, right now, the bus stops, you had to pick one city you've been on tour to. I didn't know this was the first stop. But they do a lot of touring.
Yeah,
Sure,
So
they travel the country,
they really do go to different
So it's
cities,
like
and that's their gimmick.
You
so,
guys have been
yeah.
all over. If the bus stops today, you have to pick one city to live in. What city would you pick? And Andrew goes, and there's a certain sense to this. He goes, Orlando, right? Pandering to the crowd here,
Yeah.
and they love it. They go, yeah!
Jedi, fuck yeah!
And Andrew does a couple like little local references. He goes, Lake Eola, right, you guys? They're like, ah. He said ducks. He said, they got ducks there, right? We're squeezing past that. That's fine. Great. Thank you. Look what it is. Then he turns to me and he goes, what about you? Where would you live if you could live? I was like, well, I bought a house in downtown Orlando 20 years ago, and I've been here since then, so I'm going to say Orlando too. Okay. So...
Fuck the guy who actually lives here. We like the guy who just says it.
he's definitely pandering and lying to us. We love being lied to.
I'm almost out of questions. We have been talking for approximately 12 minutes.
Oh, no!
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit, that was the reveal? You scared the shit out of me. 12 minutes.
At this point, I have very little left, and it's all the shit that I was at the bottom of my fucking list. You know, so at this point,
we'll never get to these.
So at this point, Mike Boosie does show up.
Yeah!
Oh,
Boosie.
So
Bill Boosie.
Hey,
he comes up on stage.
He's been everywhere lately.
He comes up on stage. And for some reason, this energizes Andrew. Andrew gets off his stool, and suddenly he's like pacing around the stage.
Yeah,
I
can't contain myself.
He's got juice. Like Boosie there has fucking.
Somebody bring a poster board out. Let's get Boosie to shit on this thing.
It's fucking.
Let's do some shit.
So he like starts going. He gets up, starts pacing around, and he's like, he looks at me. He's like, let's get some more questions. Let's go some more questions. And I'm
You
like,
gotta get some questions from Boosie.
I'm literally looking at my sheet. I'm like, dude, I just gave you fucking everything I had. Like,
quick, ask Boosie the question about the religions.
So I go, I go, all right, this is, and
I'm so sorry.
I had, no, it's fine. Checks on the mail, dude. Checks on the fucking mail.
This could have been you, Tom.
But they run like 190 out, like 190 days out or something when they pay.
That's fine. It'll be weed when it gets here. So I go, I know, who would you like to interview? That's standard. You know, if you could interview anybody, living or dead, this is a pretty standard question.
That's a great one.
But hacky. Didn't want to do it. I went, if you could be, I go, you're stuck with me tonight, but if you could be interviewed by anybody,
that's good.
Who would you like to be interviewed by? And he misheard it and thought he heard, who would you interview?
Right.
So he starts, he's going into history, and I forget his answer. I don't remember, but he's going into history like Lincoln or something. He's going history.
That is hacky. Lincoln is hacky.
I don't remember what he said, but he went like history and politics, and then he turns to me and goes, what about you? And for some reason, this is prior to Kanye, my head went, Hitler. I'd interview Hitler.
Yes,
and to me, in my head, I'm not thinking like to get the message out or anything. I'm like, that'd be an interview, you know, like that'd be a guy to talk to that you could.
It'd be insane to interview someone like that.
I go, yeah, I'd interview Hitler.
This guy likes Hitler.
This guy's a Nazi.
Yeah, this guy likes Hitler, and he won't let Florida man eat the fucking roaches.
Oh.
To be fair, this
Let
is
Boosie do it.
Boosie, down with Hitler, up with Boosie.
This is pretty much the only time I get some traction with Andrew. They boo me for Hitler, and I go, what do you guys think I'm going to do, a puff piece on Hitler? It's going to be an attack piece. What the fuck?
This guy wants to puff Hitler. I don't know what that means.
And for some reason, that made Andrew laugh. He goes, oh, you do an attack piece on Hitler. I'd be like, yeah, I go back to 1938, write it up, and fucking never get in power. I'd save lives, y'all. Boo.
Kill lives. Boosie kills people.
He's talking about history now.
The only question that I got a decent answer out of, check this out. I go, he did one of the videos I watched. He interviews Alex Jones, and it's go watch Channel 5 Live interview of Alex Jones. It's fucking amazing. Alex Jones opens the interview by like screaming like, "I killed those kids. I killed all those kids. I killed those Sandy Hook kids myself with my own hands." Like, oh my god, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking amazing. So I go, Andrew, and by the way, fucking Mick and Evan haven't said a fucking word.
Yeah.
Not a fucking
nobody's
word.
helping you.
They're just sitting there staring. So I go, what does Alex Jones smell like?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's
solid.
I kind of like that.
That's a good
solid.
fucking
And
question,
I
right?
feel like that's Channel 5 on brand. I feel like
Well,
that's...
he'd also talk about the whole thing.
Yeah, I feel like he smells like bologna
You're
and
giving him,
plastic.
you gave him a hallway.
Yeah.
You also asked
Here's a
it. I'm
softball.
actually trying to judge this question. You gave him a hallway. You asked it in a way that's funny. And you gave him a way to expound on something that's like a great accomplishment in his career.
Yeah, underpitched softball. That's all you need.
What does Alex Jones smell like? About like you'd expect.
Oh, man.
Get the
And
fuck
so
out of
I'm
here.
not
Fuck this
on
guy.
him now.
Now fuck this
Choking
guy.
him at this point.
I'm not taking that for an answer. I go, what do you mean? Is it like cigarettes? Is it leather?
like
Is
cheese.
it whiskey? That's
it
what
gay
I would
frogs?
expect.
You throw in a couple jokes.
That's funny.
Andrew goes, kind of like barbecue sauce. Great. That was. Hey, listen, we learned Alex Jones smells like barbecue sauce. That's fucking something here tonight, right?
I feel like that's not true, and I feel like he made that up.
And then,
Yeah, of course.
But
Okay.
also, don't you
I want to
think-
know what he actually smells like.
The-
I bet it smells like decent cologne or
Hold
good, or
on.
good deodorant.
He has
He's sweaty.
halitosis and he smells
Because
like barbecue
I also
sauce.
feel like he gives off a lot of body heat.
At this point, just because you
See?
know,
I'm being serious.
all these people at House of Blues, the 1,500 people paid a bunch of money to see you. Don't you think you should talk about that YouTube video of like tell it how it started, what happened after, what
Yeah.
kind of shit
What
you
was
got
the
for
fallout?
Yeah. Like
I
there's
got contacted by his lawyers.
there's probably 20
Like,
minutes
how about
like
this?
Alex
Off
Jones
the
is-
air, you guys aren't going to believe this, but off the
It's an
air,
act.
Alex Jones is the nicest human being you'd ever meet.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this whole Sandy Hook bankruptcy thing is crazy because he doesn't seem to me off the air that he wants to hurt people's feelings, but man, did he.
He's just a 90s radio shock jock
Yeah.
that
Right.
is doing this shit. Like all that
He's
stuff.
just an exaggerated Glenn Beck that got out of control. I don't know.
How
You
do they
could-
know? How does he not know that's what he's supposed to do? In
you
that
guys are
world?
just making shit up. Like, it's, and then you're doing it. Like,
Yeah, I
Wow,
can
you're
do
right.
it.
I'm sorry, you were right.
I don't
It
even-
seems like you were asking us, and we're trying to answer Ross, and Ross like, well, this
you
is
guys
the
didn't
shit I
even
need.
do the fucking interview, and you're doing
I
it.
don't
You
even know
know
who that is. Ross, me and you could get up on stage. You could ask me these questions. I'll just start guessing.
Yeah.
and
Good
doing
improv,
something.
bad improv.
Because also
Yeah.
there's something inside of us that's a little different than most of these these other guys. And if Ross is brought in to host us, and let's say we were Channel 5, and Ross came in and we hired a local guy to do it, there's no way in hell that I would ever let that person fail. Ever. That's not my thing. That's not my goal.
Because I feel
responsible. That's why I feel like it's like their bit.
It feels like
but
a setup.
I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
they're just terrible at live shows.
Absolutely not.
We gotta see.
You don't think it's a setup?
Absolutely.
We gotta know what happens the next show because now I'm dying to find out what they do.
Yeah.
Like, where are they going next?
go
Tampa?
Miami?
They went down to Miami, and the problem down in Miami was the venue. They sold a bunch of tickets, and then the venue wouldn't let anybody under 21 in. So that was an issue at the next venue.
First tour.
It's a learning curve for everything. So at a certain point, Susan comes over and he's like, "Hey, wow, we are going to do audience questions." And then, and then,
anything's better than this.
and then,
we're panicking.
at another point, he comes over and he's like, "Hey, he takes my mic." So now,
let me just, and then you take the person's mic, you walk away.
Let me just hold this for a second.
They did 2 shows in Oklahoma City a couple days ago. And then last night they did Dallas, and tonight they're doing Dallas again.
We have to find someone that's been to one of these.
I know we have a listener that goes. I know we do.
there was a couple comics in the audience
So,
I can get a hold of for you.
Ross, what ended up happening? Did Boosie get up there and start?
Yeah, Boosie was on stage for like the last few questions of, and he's just standing there. And again, but it like got Andrew all hyped.
on something.
It got Andrew all hyped up where he like,
I want to shit.
like the whole time I'm talking to him, he's on his stool, like kind of just staring at the audience. They all 3 of them were just staring at the audience, like kind of like glazed, you know. And I get it. It's first time staring at 1,500 eyeballs staring back at you. It has an effect on you. But Boosie got there and he got jazzed up for whatever. He likes Boosie, whatever. I see it. It's fine. And then so that once my mic gets there, I'm like, well, not much I can do now. So I just sit there and they do some audience back
Do you
and forth.
stay on stage with no
Yeah.
mic?
Oh, fuck yeah.
I love that. I love that. You know what? I want to hug you and fist bump you so hard right now because I would do the same thing. If you're going to take my mic and you hired me to be here, I'm damn sure not leaving the stage until you go, sir.
Someone in our chat is going to the one in North Carolina, so
Okay.
we will
Great.
get. You got to give us a review when you go.
Do the talent show, sir. It's super easy.
Are you just
Or
are
ma'am.
your arms crossed? Are your hands in your pockets? Or
We'll get to that in a second. So like the show, they do some Q&A with the audience. They ask like maybe 5 questions, and it's all stuff like, hey, that one video when you guys, what about this? And they like, the fucking Nick and Evan chime in, and suddenly they're fucking awake for that. And I guess I do have a problem with those 2. Nobody else, just those 2.
Okay.
Andrew's fine, and I love Andrew. He's great. Susan, great. Those 2, what the fuck were you doing? So they take a couple questions from the audience. They have some behind the scenes stuff they give them, and it's all it's good. And close out the show. They was like, great. They play some music, and Andrew goes back to his fucking green room, and I fucking leave.
Okay.
I did go up to Mike Boosie, and I was like, hey, how's it going? Like just to see if he remembered me from that thing. And he's like, hey,
Can I
buddy,
shit
what's
on
up?
you?
Oh, God.
No, he just goes, how was the show before I got here? I'm like, good. It's fine.
All right.
All right, now Sam has.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
If you're ever feeling good about yourself, go find a Reddit thread about you.
Ever do that.
Oh no.
It's always bad.
Yeah, I've read a couple things about myself on Reddit. Yeah.
I
People want
found
me
the
to
Channel
kill
5
myself?
Reddit and a couple people who went to the Orlando show and what they thought about the MC of the show.
Man.
So this is a rare confrontation of the week where that was all from my point of view.
Okay. All right.
Now, here's what the audience thought.
To start the thread, that was such a blast, but that local comedian was really sucking all the air out of the room, especially during the Q&A. Absolutely. It was like he was calculating what the exact wrong thing to say was at every turn. His foot was shaking from nerves as he realized he was crashing, too. It was hard to watch. Andrew and everyone in the talent show were amazingly fun and funny, though. I feel like hiring local artists for some parts of the show is a really good and creative idea, but to hire someone to be in control of the entire interview process may have been a bad idea. It was really uncomfortable to sit through, and I could tell Andrew, Nick, and Evan were all uncomfortable as well. And then this follows up with, Andrew saved his ass. Gum Gang was a nice surprise. I had a feeling he'd bring Gum Gang or Joker Gang.
Gum
Sounds
gang
like
or
Andrew
Joker.
didn't help you at
That's
all.
the
That
one.
would be-
Fuck you kids. Fuck TikTok and fuck your old dumb shit. Fuck Gum Gang. Fuck, it's all dumb shit.
That's
Gum
the guy
gang.
who.
I'm Gum Game. I'm Joker Gang.
I'm Joker Gang. Fuck yourself. You're fucking stupid.
Can you go a little bit with something else besides just stick with Joker?
Hey,
You have to go gang too.
It's
at the
dumb.
end?
It's
Gang,
just
gang.
dumb.
Gum Gang is the beast by any other name, you guys. Don't fucking throw stones.
Okay. I'm really curious as to what Susan whispered in Andrew's ear when the interviewer started talking about Hitler. Response. Probably something super reasonable like, it would be awesome if we didn't talk about Hitler on stage right now, please.
That's pretty funny.
It made me so uncomfortable.
That's great.
What makes it, Ross has always been talking about Hitler since
He can't stop.
He does a bit called Jeweler Hitler.
Yeah.
And
again,
man.
I took an anti-Hitler stance. I did not go Kanye where like I would, promote his ideas and thoughts.
Isn't it crazy though? The lesson here is though that, especially they're going to look at it with lenses of fans of what they like.
Correct.
And that makes sense. And
Absolutely,
I don't
it makes
blame
sense.
them at all for that.
I get
And,
this perspective 100%.
I get exactly what they're saying, and I know you tried to do a great job, and man, I'm sorry that God. It was super funny, but I'm still sorry about it.
But again, this was something that they asked and invited a local person to come do.
Yeah. I
which
knew
was-
exactly what it was, too. When they asked me or us to do it in the email, I'm like, oh, that would be cool. But, man, I got no interest in that. I'm with my family. And,
It was just it was like to host a Q&A and then so it's them who wanted this.
Yeah.
So like people are shitting on you. It's like, well, I didn't come up with this. They did. The
I'm
people
not going to turn up money to do what I usually
I don't know
do.
why they did that.
Knowing it was their first time doing a live show, I would have asked more. I assumed that this was like a leg in the
Me too.
tour and they had it all.
Right.
And the fact, like, I had the first thing, great. I'm like, I can do that. The second thing, great. I can do. He got to the Q&A thing, and I had questions, but he kept brushing me off, and then made it seem real easy, and made it seem like we'll do most of the lifting. You just kind of like keep us rolling. So I thought, but the fact that it was their first show makes perfect fucking sense.
Ross, what a bizarre time to live in, because in 2022, you, and we've talked about this before, but you could amass a crazy audience and draw a crazy amount of people for your first ever goddamn live show,
Yeah.
which has never
There are
in
a lot of
history
those.
happened before. It's always been backwards. You start working with 0 people and you fucking grind your way up to that way.
Yeah, it's the opposite now. You get the audience online, and then you go cut your teeth on the road.
Yeah, and then but that seems insanely backward, right?
I wouldn't want to do it. Like imagine, like,
And they look like the heroes, right? Ross looks like the fucking asshole.
well,
which
but,
is
but I,
bullshit.
but I hate to say it, and I know you say that's bullshit, but unfortunately, that's the way it's supposed to go.
But
I mean,
that's who they were. They were all there to see those people,
Right.
and that's
Right.
why I
That's what I'm saying.
completely understand
Okay,
that.
yeah,
could
that's
have
the
this-
way it's supposed to fall.
They were mostly like young, like teens and like early 20s. It looked like
There was
maybe.
a lot of. It was pretty dude heavy. There was
Early
a lot
20s
of
dudes.
dude to it.
early
Were they trying
30s.
to get your
dudes.
audience to go too? Is that why they asked you guys?
Probably.
And they were afraid they weren't going to sell enough tickets. And
No,
maybe
I
you
don't
were gonna
think-
fill in the
no,
audience?
this-
It
No,
was
they
sold
just,
out.
They just look for podcasts in the
Okay.
area probably that have like a similar vibe comedy.
We've got a relationship with House of Blues, and we've
do.
talked to them, and then so they just sent an email like, "Hey, you guys want to do this?" Now I'm sure it's because like they're like, "Hey, this guy's got a gigantic audience." You
He
could,
does, and he's super funny.
yeah.
They're
You
all
know,
fun. I mean, they're all super
like,
funny. That's why I hate seeing
this guy's making 10 times, 20 times as much as we could even imagine making,
50 times.
multi-millions of dollars.
$2.5 million viewers on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
he's doing
multi-million
great.
dollar business.
He's doing great.
Although now I'm kind of leaning towards it could have been the most brilliant move in the world. Thinking now, I'm sure this wasn't thought out, but if you
Setting
did
up
think
someone
out
to
like,
fail.
hey, this is our first show.
I want to steal this idea, and I want you and I to go on tour where we just hire some comic in the air to come out
They just
and
shit on
host
him
it,
the
and
whole
then you
time.
and I just fuck with him and shit on him the whole time.
or if it goes bad, the audience is gonna blame the local guy,
Yeah.
even though it's like this is all our fault. Like we're the one that sold the tickets. We're the one that put this together.
And we're the one that gave the host zero direction
Right.
on
We
what
bring-
to do.
Yeah. We know this is gonna go bad.
Or
so
zero help on like any of the questions.
Yeah, we'll bring a fall guy on, knowing it's gonna go
Oh,
bad, so
man.
that they attack him, not us, and
know
blame
we,
him.
I know we got to take a break, but can I ask you guys one thing? Does this have to do with just, and I don't want to be dumb old man on this, because I don't feel like this is dumb old man. Doing a good job, doing your best job, like that's how I was raised.
Preparing.
Right? Yeah, one of the reasons why you and I really get along is I don't know how, like you and I both are, I think our families instilled in us something about like, just do a proper job, just do a good job, be respectful, do a good job.
Work as hard as you can.
I don't feel like now, and this is not a knock, I'm just trying to figure it out. I feel like now the do a good job like is clowned upon. I think you got to be a little loose around. You got to be rough around the edges. You got to be like fly by the seat of your pants. Everything is remember, videos that are scripted are boring, videos that are real are great, right? So for this to fall apart, for this to be rough around the edges, for this tour to be that way, this is the vibe. You see what I'm saying?
It's
all a
not
package.
organic,
It's all a package because I get clowned on for being organized. I get clowned on for doing a good job. I get clowned on.
We've made mistakes before, like obviously OLE, but that was an audio mistake. The rest of the show had a plan to it.
No, but I'm saying collectively there is a style of broadcast now. There's a style of entertainment now where it is just. It's just a thing. It's just an amoeba.
Yeah.
There are no fences around it to guide it. There are no pathways. There are no doors.
You're interviewing a drunk girl in the street, and some dude just might walk up and interrupt you or steal your fucking mic.
Yeah,
or
and it's
something.
hard to translate that to a stage and a planned show. It's and that's content that's curated for like weeks, and then they put a bunch of clips together, edited, and they put the best parts. And so it's like when you're on stage, you have to create that in an hour and a half.
It's what you said about
second by second.
It's what you said about Impulsive, which they know each other. They're buddies. It's what you said about Impulsive with the
the slouchy and
they're
everything.
like, they got the mic down here. They're like, so
sit up,
and it's like, and then they have like the most famous person in the world there, right? So they'll be like, so President Biden, and I'm like, oh my God, really? You're gonna do that? Like, I could never do that because I'm dumb old man, I guess. Yeah. And the dumb old man, like, I couldn't be that casual. I couldn't be that flippant about it, And I think that is a style now that is like, I think the kids like that. Look at how they're dressing, Like, I saw a kid today. He's like going to school, and I look at him. He looks very sloppy and very cash, and that's okay. It's just that's the thing. It's just everything's a little
trying too hard is something.
Yeah.
But although it's your business, then I have to assume since these guys are millionaires and it's a.
But the vibe is the business. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, it's the not care.
Yeah.
But how do you not get awkward when the things are falling apart on stage?
Well, he did, but they didn't. You see what I'm saying? Like he did, but they didn't.
Yeah. They don't have that feeling of like, oh, I got to help this guy.
It's not the same. The whole idea of entertainment is different. The whole idea of the message, the whole idea of how they present it, the stage, everything is different.
Now, Ross, does this make you...
I sound really high right now. I promise I'm not.
A little bit better, because I feel like I'm a little bit of a hero for this, because...
He looks cool as a fucking cucumber. Look at him.
Well, I'm just saying, like, you went through an experience. It's only going to make you better as a host.
Oh, absolutely. And again, checks in the mail, so that's fine. Got to work at the House of Blues. Got to work at the House of Blues. That was fucking fun.
Killer venue.
And again,
some of the best sound in town, in my opinion.
Did anyone apologize to you and say, like, hey, sorry we set you up for this? Sorry we didn't give you enough of a heads up of what the hell to do?
I don't know that they even noticed.
That's what I'm saying. That goes back to what I'm saying. It's the thing.
Like, they're like, oh, fuck it.
Nice.
I think I could have been on a scale from 0 to 10, and it would have been fucking all the same to them. I don't really think I was.
Really?
I agree with that.
I could have. I was one of the stools on stage. I was equipment to them, like basically.
Weird.
And
I still get cold sweats at night thinking what we did to Dan Cummins.
I hate it. I think it ruined our relationship. I think it ruined our relationship.
Yeah, I do too.
I'll die.
That was the decline. And
Sam's done this a lot. Carmen Morales, Dan Cummings, Ross.
We like to set up comedians. We have an addiction to it. We have an addiction to setting up our comedian friends and ruining their sets.
I was talking to my weed guy about this, and he gave me a good perspective on it, I think. And I told him basically the same story I told you guys, and then he said, "But did they like him?" And I was like, "Yeah, the fucking audience had a great time, and they loved him." And he goes, "Well, wasn't that your job?" And I was like,
"He's right.
You're fucking right.
Yeah, he's right.
You're fucking right.
You did your job.
I did my job.
You did.
Everybody had a great time.
Yeah.
Everybody liked the guy they were there to see, and the fucking show was good." So
I think it was said best when Tom and I were hosting the 2015 Orlando MLS live stream in front of, at the time they told me that over 250,000 people worldwide tuned into this live stream. And one of the comments that when I went back to watch you and I on stage was, "Who is this midget?" You see?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
what was my job? What was my job?
I'm sorry
Ross,
for writing
you
that.
know what my job was. You motherfucker. But my job was to usher in. I had a big purple bow tie. You had a purple tie on. I had the tie for you in the bathroom of the Cheyenne Saloon.
My shirt was tight. It's a different time.
But we did our job. And sometimes you just got to do your fucking job.
It could have been worse, Dan. They could have been like, "Who's this midget that won't shut up about Hitler?"
Yeah, because you're.
have a black mask. I like it. Okay, we got to take a break. Ross, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
No.
We knew you could handle yourself.
Look, he got paid.
Yeah. It was all good. And more importantly, I got fucking sweet Instagram photos out of it. So
Yeah, you did.
That's the important thing.
You did. The one with the hands up is
Yeah, that was good.
I'm surprised there wasn't any like listener out there at the show.
There was.
that saw
I'm sure there was.
There was a couple comics. One of my buddy Shaw Smith came up and did stand up for like 2 minutes.
Oh, Shaw was there?
Yeah,
He did?
part of the talent show.
Well,
I'm
I'm
he
just
probably
saying.
give you so much shit after that.
Like, I'm surprised. I had no idea about the story, by the way. Like,
me
I had
neither.
no idea.
Oh,
We
same
thought
way.
it went great because
Yeah,
we saw the
I
photos.
saw the
Same
photos
way.
and I go, home fucking run.
Yeah, I was like, this went great. I was like, you know.
the story
Honestly,
better.
you know what I said to Andrea? I go, look at this guy. And I showed her, and I go,
Ross
he
is
can host.
killing it.
I go, he
I
can
thought the
fucking
same
host,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
And the parts that were about hosting, I did very well.
I literally thought in my mind, I'm like, all right, me and Ross are even now. It's clean
Oh, no, you
slate.
have no idea. This is the new chapter. You just started a whole new chapter. Let's go to break.
Sweet.
The name of the artist is Bendingo Fletcher. The name of the song is Strange Encounters.
Still a Hitler fan.
Yeah, we'll be right back with more Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomanddan.com for emails.
Boundary light shone down from the sky and it found me. Took my virginity, took to its flight. Strange encounters of the loving kind. Well, I was out later than I ever should have been. Coming home from talking on the porch with a friend, I saw a pair of white eyes from behind the leaves on the head of a body that you would never believe. And the fiddlehead ferns unfurled. We were unseen, Holocene
It's a mediocre time with Tom and Dan.
Put some respect on my name.
Respect our name.
I ain't gonna say it no more.
You cracker ass motherfuckers.
Nothing lasts forever. And you shoulda, coulda, woulda, now you never know. Lock it up, son, let that rhythm get ya. Well, it won't be long until you got your sticks and stones, too. Got a feeling like I can't win, cause you want it all or nothing. Can I live? Leave me alone. And you're dogging me for my sins. Tell me, who do you think you're talking to? Leave me alone. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Back it up and pull yourself together. There's a million people watching, waiting for your fall. Lock it up, son, let that rhythm get you. Cause it won't be long until I'm back where I'm supposed to be. And you're dogging me for my sins. Tell me, who do you think you're talking to? Leave me alone. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. I hear what they're saying I'm crazy. I feel the pressure pushing down on me. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Just try to walk a mile in my shoes that I've been living in. You wouldn't last a minute. I don't do this for nothing. And can't you leave me alone? But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. But honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. I hear what they're saying I'm crazy. I feel the pressure pushing down on me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me. Honey, you ain't got to preach to me.
Welcome back to Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
That was a good woo. I don't even think I knew I could fucking do
10
that.
out of 10.
I
Yeah.
don't even think I knew I could do that. I just wanted to try, and I can't do it again.
One round below Ric Flair.
Yeah, it was good, but no, I was going for that. That song's like kind of like a throwback '80s kind of.
I thought Michael Jackson was here.
Yeah, I figured that was for you
Yeah.
because I know you like kind of The Weeknd. He likes he rides the '80s a little bit. The synth wave is hot. All right. Anyway, welcome back to the show, everybody. What are we doing now?
Let's do some dump 'em out.
All right, buddy.
We got too many topics on the list today. It's the end of the motherfucking show. So come on, baby, let's dump 'em out and play. I wanna see your topics. Ooh, I wanna also see your bottomics.
Dump 'em Out brought to you by TomandDanWateringHoles.com. That's all our bar and brewery partners. We've got A La Carte Orlando right near the studio by OIA.
Yeah, man.
OIA? You mean Executive Airport?
I mean Executive Airport.
Different airport.
And
OIA is a little further.
They great bar. They've got food trucks there that go in and go out. But
actually, it's MCO. It's never been called OIA.
Toll Road Brewing, which I'll be at tonight. Hourglass. We got Cafe Da Vinci in DeLand. A new one, Salty Sisters, and Cocoa Beach. That's Tiffany's bar and restaurant. She is open now. Gonna have a grand opening in January, but it's open, so go by and say hi. Johnny's Other Side, Weston Trading Company, Celery City, Tuffy's Bottle Shop and Lounge. All our watering holes have a watering holes plaque, and go take a picture, and we'll give out prizes.
We love our drinking partners.
All right.
Just in. Liver King has admitted he used steroids.
Oh, he admitted it now. Yeah, everybody called him on it, then he admitted it.
He should have never. That's his whole bit, right? Is that he's obviously on steroids. Everybody knows it just by looking at him.
Yeah.
You cannot get that
But
body.
what I was thinking last
naturally.
night, though, as I was going to bed, because I saw it kind of unfolding on social media, I was like, well, does he, is he the type of guy where he went into this thinking, I'm going to do it, and they'll never know? Because I don't believe that. Or was he, I'm going to do it, they'll find out, and I'm okay with that? Because what I'm seeing in culture now is that most people like sex tapes, right? Kardashian sex tape. You know you're doing it. It's fine. You know.
Ends justify
They
the means
still
is what
deny
you're saying?
that, though. That still pisses
Publicly.
me off.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Liver
Publicly.
King didn't go into this saying, I'm going to do it, and they'll never know I'm on steroids. I think he went into it knowing.
Well, now
I think he's smart enough to go into it knowing they're going to get me.
Hold on. Now, after Ross just told that story, I'm thinking these YouTubers like
Don't know
may,
shit for shit.
Well, may not have a long-term plan, and they may,
No.
you know,
You know
like,
what? I hate to say it, but I think you just flipped me.
So,
yeah.
so Liver King, and by the way,
Yeah, forget everything I just said. Yeah, they don't know shit for shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier.
your whole name is based on the fact that liver and eating organs got you this buff.
Yeah.
So it's like it
I
would
thought
be like
because he's fucking his liver up with steroids.
it's weird.
Wow, isn't that the irony?
That's funny.
No, what they're saying.
He
No,
should
they're,
say
Oh,
that.
he did plan ahead.
No, somebody, like, if you look through there and you look through what he's taking, there was like
It was a lot of stuff.
some doctor broke it down and he said he's taking 4 times what a bodybuilder would. 4 times.
Yeah.
And he said that and he said this is not funny. And if you think this is funny, you're a bad person. But like, he was like, this guy could be dead in like 5 years. I'm like, this guy's got a kid and a wife. Kids and a wife. I think he's got 2 sons. What the fuck? Like, nobody should root for that, right?
remember-
Like,
Well,
let's not root
he's
for
doing
Brady.
it himself.
I understand that, but
so-
I'm not rooting for anybody on the planet to die.
No one is. But I'm saying that he's.
But I don't like the Nazis. I'll dig my heels in. I'll dig my heels in the ground on that.
Make a statement.
because now I
I think they're a bunch of thugs.
Not
I'm
even
working
the
on my
uniforms.
Alex Jones.
Not
Not
even the
bad.
design
Yeah.
aspects.
Yeah.
I
they were doing a lot of things. I think there were some thugs.
I think his
red's okay, but not that way.
whole bit is done now. Like because that was his whole bit. That was
We're watching a lot of bits go down the drain
He
lately,
just changed
right?
his name to Steroid King, and he's fucking good to go.
Is he though? I don't know because
Now, I do
No,
feel like
people
he
like
should be able to
HGH.
do the steroids. I do feel that. I do feel like if he wants to do the steroids and look like that, he should totally be allowed to do that.
Well,
Please
anybody
don't
can.
lie about not
Do your
taking
thing.
it.
Do you remember Dan in town? There used to be a sports talk guy named Dan Cilio.
Yeah.
I remember. Steroids
We
sound
worked
like,
with him up there.
Steroids sound so good, but like Dan Cilio played football and did steroids, and I remember him
Did he
saying,
talk about it?
Yes, yes, he was very vocal about it, and he was anti-steroid. And this is what turned me off steroids forever was Dan Cilio saying the thing about steroids is you pump them into your veins and they go into your body and they make your muscles grow, but they make everything in your body grow
Yeah,
too.
all your
so
organs.
if there's like a cancer nodule in your lung, it amps up that cancer nodule
Yeah,
too.
true.
And that I was like, never. Thank you, Dan Cilio.
I wonder if it would make me have more anxiety. I'm serious. I wonder if mentally, if it affects your brain in a way that it like increases your brain size in a way that can increase the amount of anxiety chemicals that course through my cortisol or whatever you want to call it.
Brain's mostly fat, so I don't think it would. hit your
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just like.
Also, like every rich guy that I know that's buff is doing a testosterone replacement therapy, which is essentially steroids. Now they're getting monitored by a doctor and just keeping their testosterone probably within safe limits. Like this, once you get to 3,000, like Liver King or something, that's how you get that big. But if you keep it around 1,000, But so it's the same shit. It's just this guy's doing 10 times more than the healthy limit or whatever.
Oh my God, this guy was doing $12,000.
Yeah.
God, it was like $12,000 a month.
That's like my weed budget.
He was spending on his.
What did you see? What he looked like? That's what you'll end up.
Yeah, but
looking like.
I will say that there's some like whatever. There's some sort of weird. I'm not going to say it right, but some sort of dysmorphia or morpheus in there because I don't think he looked good. Like there are plenty of people that I will look at and be like, look at that guy's body. That guy looks incredible. He looked like you exactly like you said. You look at him and you're like, steroids. Which is not
like too much. Like,
yeah, I liked his beard. I loved his dumb hat, the liver thing. I can get all on board with the raw organ thing. I can get all on board with that. All of that. Steroids cannot. That is like no. That is.
But again,
that's bad.
why now are people going to follow him if the whole thing was like, hey, this guy obviously does steroids and he's saying it's just liver of animals or whatever the fuck.
But it's clearly
it's clearly not, and he's not admitting
he
it.
basically lied to us.
But what if his plan was the redemption story? What if that was his plan all the way along? But the whole
viewer
time
doesn't want that.
But but like you don't want to see him succeed. Like you don't.
No,
like,
no one wants to. No, I don't think anybody.
You don't want to see him like work his way back up.
The goddamn elk sure don't.
I don't think the viewer does. I don't think that's even the reason why people watch this.
They just want the cartoon and then the fall from grace.
Yeah, it's
Probably
the sideshow.
Once again,
they just want a candle.
Just like
burn
this
it
guy
down,
over here.
out. Burn
By the
it down,
way,
out.
Channel 5, if you're still listening, she gave them a fucking topic. They kicked it around for a few fucking minutes. That's how you fucking do it. That's how it's fucking
I'm not
done.
bitter at all.
I am fascinated
I'll take that.
with how much money has Liver King made off his fame.
Somebody added it up. All the YouTubers are exposing him. That's another thing too. Is I'm obsessed with watching these YouTubers.
He was pretty well off before.
My new thing
what was he
now.
selling?
When they smell blood in the water.
I like YouTubers exposing other YouTubers.
Oh, it's the best.
Oh, it's the best thing in the world.
God.
Yeah.
Come over tomorrow. We'll watch it. Like
It doesn't seem to do anything, right?
No, but it's old school radio wars times
Yes.
a million
Yes.
times. You called this, dude. This is your theory.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is all the old radio bullshit that we've been through with
90s
just
radio all
dated
over again.
technology.
I'm going to call
They're-
FCC on you
Yeah,
because
they're
you said
doing the
something
same
close.
thing, and then they do all voiceovers, which is so smart, and they just show the other people like at their worst. So they'll just show the other YouTuber like fat and disgusting.
She's
and then
definitely using an aimbot.
Yeah, and they'll be like,
And that's when she abused her child.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's all just so negative, and it's so great.
All right, what do we got first?
Do you want to look at our Spotify Unwrapped?
Let's see if it
I've
works.
seen this.
so excited.
And that's where Andrew Callahan would stop.
No, I'm just reading about this goddamn Liver
I've
King.
seen this.
Hold on, can I do it?
What do you got next, guy I've never met before?
You know, it's not
For our
loading.
first show,
Yeah,
you
next.
know,
It's not loading.
odd decision for our first goddamn show is guy I had never met before.
Who knows nothing about our
Definitely not
show?
a fan of our show.
Hosting the entire thing.
Yeah.
You know,
have we already glossed over
I'm sorry,
your,
Sam. It
your
was
Tom
actually
Sifos?
it was actually really odd because like people kept showing up who they clearly knew, and I was like, why didn't they get this guy to do
Right.
it?
Get Boosie to do it.
Me, the guy who was doing the job. I was like, why didn't they get this guy to do this?
It's weird. The guy who's not talking.
That's why I'm saying, I don't know. It screams of like setup to me. But so we talked about your UFOs, right?
Yeah,
Is there
yeah.
any more to
I'm
that?
sorry,
okay.
man.
Seth and Key West.
Yeah, what is it?
okay.
Why is that on
no.
there?
Well, I'll try to. We're gonna try to talk to him on Monday.
Just
for
do a
the BDM
teaser,
show.
then. Just give a little teaser.
Well,
then.
okay. Well, the teaser is he texts me a picture of his boat that he's putting in the water. He's like, I took my boat to Key West, which I laugh because we bullied him into driving it 8 fucking hours.
Remember,
from
remember I
Boat-
told him
did
to
he
do
drive
it.
on the boat, or did he trailer it down?
He trailered it.
Oh,
I told him he should do it. I
That's
said,
better,
man.
though.
And then I kind of did the thing where I go like I looked at him and I said, "Pfft," and then I looked at you and I go, he uses his boat. See what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he trailered
deflection.
Nice,
Deflection.
8.5 hours down there, and he's putting in the water, and he's like, I put in the water, battery's dead. So then I'm like,
I had to turn the switch.
I'm like, did you turn the switch? He's like, with the people that installed, he put like a $10,000 stereo system, like with the speakers,
waterproof.
the speakers that point towards the
rack.
wakeboarder, you
The
know,
wakeboarder rack.
That it's on like the fixed ski tower, bimini top, the hard top. Anyway, they didn't turn off, so his boat was dead. So then I was like, he had to jump and all the shit. So I was like, well, where are you gonna go? You know, while you're down there. And because I'm thinking, because he's down there, Tracy's down there, and like he's Seth Petrozelli, beat up Kimbo Slight, like he's kind of a celebrity. Some people know him, right? And then
They do.
Yeah.
In the fight community, he's like a
up
legend
there,
now.
Yeah, especially if we were just pink hair.
Yeah.
If he, And now, how long
Any
before you start
40-year-old
doing that
rich,
again?
any 45-year-old rich guy knows about
Yeah.
the guy who beat up Kimbo Slice.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a
If you're
story for you.
me,
Hold on.
if you're Rich Daniel with a boat, you know who he
Yeah,
is.
especially that area too,
Yeah.
because Kimbo was from that area.
And he trailered his $125,000 boat, which, by the way, is essentially a bow rider ski boat, right? It's like, it's
more of like a wakeboarding because it's got the ballast that you can fill up, right?
I don't know if it has that.
I thought he had the one that you can fill with water to make the wake crazy.
It may have that. I think he
Yeah,
could
you
wake
only-
ski. Yeah, he could
Yeah,
wake surf.
ski, wake surf.
I
That's
know
it,
he
yeah.
paid extra for the kite hooks.
and then and
I forgot
but-
about that. It's
Oh,
only been an
it's
hour.
it's a brand new boat. Anyways, I'm like, what are you gonna do? Because I'm thinking he's gonna go. There's a sandbar down there
Yeah.
that the rich guys go to. All them fucking
It's
pit
Rich
bull.
Guy Sandbar.
Well, it's a pit
Yeah,
bull
near
shows up
Island
and
Dorada, yeah.
every rich guy has a bunch of girls and they
Yeah.
all pull up and it's all
we know,
it's all a
thongs, they're
dick out.
shaking their
Yeah, it's a
ass,
dick out competition. Like, look at my boat. Look at my boat. I'm
Yeah.
rich. I got a hot girlfriend. This all that shit.
They're
It's
flying
Key
a
West.
drone around.
Everybody's stinking fucking rich,
Yeah.
right? I know Key
That's the
West.
only way you can afford it, yeah.
It is. And no one, like Miami, you'll get some poros that will, because there's some poor parts of Miami. You can get your boat out to the sandbar. But down in Key West, like, no one's driving 4 hours from Miami to go. It's too expensive. Anyway, he was like, well, my brother's with me. I want to go for some fishing. We're going to do some fishing. I'm like, you're fishing? You're going to
Not on that. Maybe on yours. Like, you have an all-purpose boat.
I'm like, do you know when you catch an ocean fish, it starts shitting everywhere? Like, it's bleeding. Like, you're going to catch a goddamn fish.
You're covered in blood in the back of the boat.
Yeah, the floor is carpet. Like, you have nice ass. This is a six-figure boat.
Everybody in the chat says you're absolutely incorrect about Key West.
What? Oh, really?
Yeah. They said, what the fuck is Tom talking about? He's incorrect.
Yeah, there's a bunch of scuzzos
That's
on there,
Miami,
too.
Tom, not Key West.
Oh, Key West. There's a bunch of poor
They're
people.
saying it's a bunch of, like, dirt bags.
Where do they live? Have you seen?
How do you afford to live in Key West?
Every house
They probably
is
live on boats.
over
A
$1
lot of
million
them.
bucks.
On the edge of Key West, in the center there, where there's that little city center, there's a lot of scuzzos.
But that's the thing. But if you're Seth and you're going down there with your hot girlfriend in a bikini and you're taking your boat out, are you going fishing with the poros? Or are you going to the goddamn sandbar?
I've never been to Key West, so I have
and
no
showing
It's fun.
off.
I love Key West.
It was Key West.
Yeah.
I went for spring
Key West
break.
is dope.
in
And also,
college.
you don't have a fishing boat. Where are you gonna put the fishing poles to the goddamn speakers of your?
There's-
you know what I'm saying?
you'd have to leave
You're
them
gonna start
against
trolling
them.
for
He's not going
mine.
marlin. He's not going marlin fishing.
Like you're gonna have to back there, like empty the ballast, trolling for mine. What the hell are you
I'm
doing?
absolutely against fishing in that
You know.
boat. Like, that's like horrible if he does that.
Anyway, I laughed. Anyway, we'll see what happens on Monday because I just assume you go out there for a reason to show off, right? You don't go
That
down
or
fishing
Go
in
reefing.
your ski boat.
Go to the reef and swim in the reef.
Honestly, I think
Yeah.
he just wanted to take his boat down there to one-up you, maybe.
Well, you could do that shit. You don't have to drive 8 hours to the Key West.
Yeah, but he loves the competition,
yeah.
Has no friends.
So, I don't know. Do you
Doing it for
still,
the
Is that
gram.
mean? Like,
I mean, it's true.
Tom, I don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I think he did it a little bit. I think maybe we had a little bit to do with it. And I think he went down there with the
He's
zero
doing
plan.
it for the gram,
doing
so
it
he
for
could
the
take pictures. and be
Probably,
like,
yeah.
I know my boat in Key West.
Yeah, with a hot girlfriend and
Yeah,
and
then
his
he'll come
cool
back with a
family.
story
Yeah.
about like
Yeah.
Ross did.
Don't you?
So
take,
he's really not even doing it for anything other than just to do it.
But you're taking pictures of the party and the hangout, and that are you taking pictures of you out there with the fishing pole there in the back of your
No,
boat?
no.
You know,
No.
So I
If
left-
he catches one,
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
do the
Yeah, that's it.
hold the fish
Maybe he's
up.
about to break up with his girlfriend and he needs that pick for tender.
Oh man,
He holding
Good way to
it,
get rid of.
bleeding all over the carpet of his boat.
Does he have carpet on his boat?
It's a
I
goddamn
mean, it's a ski
wakeboard.
boat. Yeah, I
Boat,
would think they'd
yeah.
have something for your feet.
Oh.
It's
Anyway.
not like Tom's is like, Tom's, you can do that.
That's like when we went on
Yeah,
the
even that, it wouldn't be ideal.
when we went on the
Tom's
white
you could float on a sea of fish blood and it wouldn't make a difference.
we went on the White Claw fishing boat. It's a center console utility fishing
Utility
boat
vessel,
that's
yeah.
made for fishing.
Yeah,
It's like a goddamn wakeboard boat. Anyway.
What else we got?
Tom, I don't know if you still listen to this guy. I was listening to Adam Carolla maybe a month or two ago, and for some reason they started talking about Kimbo Slice. And for some reason, Carolla was like, who did Kimbo ever fight in the UFC? And they started getting into Kimbo's UFC career. And he's like, who beat Kimbo in the UFC? And then they talk for like a half hour. And every time they bring up Kimbo Slice, I'm like, oh, he's going to talk about Seth. Oh, he's going to talk about Seth. And they kept talking about it. And finally, his producer got him like the list of people who beat Kimbo Slice in the UFC, and he goes, "Okay, Johnny Devine and some other guy."
Oh man!
I'm gonna pull that.
It made me laugh so
Sam, write that
fucking
down.
hard.
Write that
It
down.
made me laugh so fucking hard.
Thank you for that.
He was the guy that ruined the career.
Correct.
Can you PayPal Ross $100? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh my God, that makes me so happy.
It was good.
All right.
Oh, that's
What
good.
else we
New
got?
math.
Oh, okay. I'll ask Ross about this. So, I've been doing this thing with my sons where they'll take a shower while they're showering.
Hey, you guys thinking about Sam in there?
God damn
Ross,
it.
you're the best.
I'll
Best in the game.
I'll sit on the toilet and then I'll give them
A weird life, man.
with clothes on. No, with clothes.
Either way.
Dude, that's gross. Don't
I
sit
mean,
on the
You're too
toilet
old
with
for
clothes
that.
on.
Why are you in there?
Why you got duty? Now you got doo-doo pants.
Yeah.
Don't put your clothes
No,
on the toilet, dude.
The
What
lid
the
is
fuck's wrong with you?
down. But I'm just there's nowhere else to
What
sit.
are you, my mom on the sunrail?
And I read them
Comic
quiz,
books.
No, quiz
So
questions.
Spotter mine is swinging.
And then I give them a little treat if they get it right.
Cheese
like,
balls.
Like a cheese
Yeah.
ball. Yeah, remember the cheese
Yeah,
balls?
I
right?
remember the cheese balls.
I think this is the most inappropriate.
redneck.
You're supposed to be
Stop
washing your
admitting this
body.
stuff,
You're
Tom.
not
Boundaryless.
supposed to be eating in the fucking shower like a goddamn animal.
And oh yeah, then there's a little cheese ball. Like some will get mushy and fall on the ground.
Cheese ball fell on my penis.
And so I'll do
Crazy.
that, and I'll just practice
Insane.
spelling with them. Or now it's like multiplication. Like Tommy's getting into hardcore multiplication problems.
I didn't know we were going with that.
There's 2 moments pause after hardcore.
So I'm asking him like it's like 8 times 6, like the easy ones. He's like getting it, no problem. So then I'm like, well, let's go harder. Like what? Like
All right, Mr. Cheese Ball.
so I'm
Pop
asking.
quiz, hot shot.
Just out of curiosity, where does your mental calculation table?
Yeah, I want to see
tap
this.
out?
Where's
Like,
this
how-
up?
Do you got 9 times 9 in your
13?
heart?
Well, yeah, I got that. I got it.
11 times 11?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
It involves a 1. If you give me a piece of paper, that's the thing.
Right,
So,
yeah.
So I
You get
go.
that paper in the shower, motherfucker.
I go, what's 22 times 17, right? Which I can't fucking do off the top of my head. I need a
Right.
piece of paper.
Yeah.
Old math, right? And so you 22, put the 17 under, you do the 1, the 0 under. Yeah. And then carry the 1 at the thing.
I just asked
the one
sir.
other thing.
So I ask him this, and then he starts doing some weirdo shit in his head that I've never even fucking.
Concore.
Yeah, it's the new math, right?
That's what Maisie does. I hate it.
And he's breaking down
You
stuff.
brings
and
up
it's-
her goddamn jibber jabber.
and then I'm like watching him do this, like Rain Man.
Look who we have here, goddamn druid.
Yeah, 22 times 10 is 220, and then
Yeah, it's
plus
a-
10 plus 13. Yeah.
Oh,
that's-
there's
yeah.
a lot of addition in there in the middle
lot.
of it.
That's
And
what
then,
they
it's a
do.
lot.
Yeah.
and then he fucking comes up with the answer, and it blew my goddamn mind. It blew me off the toilet. I couldn't believe it. I ran out and told Crystal that we have goddamn.
Our son's magic.
Baby,
He's a
baby,
goddamn genius.
baby, we're going to Vegas.
He's
Gonna count cards.
We got Bobby Fischer in here. Like he did this shit, and I showed him how I did it on the goddamn glass of the shower.
Right.
By the way, which you could
Classy
see,
house.
you could see through the glass soapy butt, which is odd.
Don't look at your mom, but just look at the denominator. Look at the denominator.
And I'm showing him how I do it, and I'm like, this seems easier, right? Like,
Let
and
me
he's
see
like,
here. 3 times 6, carry the 4, your mom's bush. Eureka!
but and then he starts loosely explaining what the fuck he's doing in his head, and I'm like, well, my way seems easier than your
But
convoluted.
that's just because you
I know,
learned it
I
that
know,
way.
dumb old man.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but back in the day when I was learning multiplication, I used to do it Tommy's way. And then my teacher beat it out of me because you had to show your fucking work. Remember that shit? Show your work. How do I know you didn't use a calculator? Show your work.
Right.
That shit fucking ruined math. for me.
What if you're stuck on a desert island? You don't have a calculator there.
May got graded down this week for not showing her work.
Bullshit.
And she cried. She was sad.
Bullshit.
She was pretty bummed
Put me in
out.
a room and fucking ask me the same question.
I was
You
yelling
teacher.
at her, to be fair.
EJ,
I was like, what the fuck?
I like your "what if you're stuck on a deserted island" argument.
That's what my
as-
math teacher
as-
used to say all the time.
As if I'm going to be doing hard calculation of 22 times 17.
Right.
I'm
Castaway,
just
that's what he
nailing
was
shit to
doing.
make it.
Plus, I
Yeah.
could do that shit in the sand. Where the water.
I could shit in the sand, too.
No, I'm just saying you can write it in the
My
sand.
Lucy does frequently.
Anyway, what's next?
Jagermeister.
Yeah, where are we at on Jagermeister?
I mean, it's there.
Okay, are we,
I don't go to bars enough to see if people are
so
still
next
ordering
week,
it.
So I figured everybody would have
Well,
the
you're
same
going to a bar
idea.
tonight.
Next week,
They don't have liquor.
Yeah, and it's a brewery. I'm drinking beers.
I want to do a new bit. Next week, I want us to pick out old school shots.
Okay.
And we're gonna do them like just to start the show. You know, hopefully at some point we'll have it sponsored.
All right.
Like
Okay.
If it's
Fireball.
really cold,
Like
Jaeger's
God
not that
bless
bad.
Rebecca Creek. Oh, I miss you, baby. Come back to me.
Um,
But like, yeah, I want to do one and just talk about it.
I mean,
I want to know the history
like-
of it, what the fuck it is. Do people still drink it?
Like a
Bad
town calls or
ones?
something
Like
like that?
Jaeger?
Or just-
The original thing was like it was like a digestive.
Are sales down though? Is my point.
yes, I mean, they
I
have
would
to be.
assume so.
I don't think it's as popular. Like in 2003, it was the height of Jagerbomb,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
you know,
for
that's
sure.
that's
Yeah.
what
At Miami, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
and that's
Jaeger
what, that,
Red Bull.
That was a go-to
Right.
shot. I don't know what's a go-to
Jaeger
shot
Red
right
Bull
now.
right now sounds horrifying to me.
Correct.
Like bone like chili.
Cool.
Like, what's a 25-year-old go-to
We
shot?
gotta ask Seth's girlfriend. I don't know.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, that's good.
She's fishing right now.
I don't think they're actually fishing.
What is on your I will never drink it again list? I have.
Goldschlager.
I went out with Scott, the bartender, one time, and we went to Whiskey
Hypnotic.
Lou's. We went to Whiskey
Yeah,
Lou's, and he's
vodka.
like, "Hey, let me buy you a drink." And I was like, "I'm drinking whatever you're drinking." He's like, "No, you don't want to drink like me." And I was like, "No, give me whatever you're drinking." And he got like a fucking plastic takeout glass of Sambuca. And
Oh my God,
Sambuca
Sambuca.
is fucking poison.
Haven't
It is
drank that since I was
the
like fucking
worst.
21-year-old or something.
I don't remember.
Is
I don't think
anything
I've
like
ever had it.
Malort?
It's like licorice.
Black licorice.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like Malort.
That's like Malort. Yeah.
That's
Mine
gross
was
too.
hypnotic. I was doing a lot of hypnotics
Hulks?
at.
Wasn't there
This
like a
is-
Hulk-related drink
Yeah,
with hypnotic?
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And then so I was drinking these Incredible Hulks or some kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
At I was at the Amway, the old Amway. I was at an arena football Hall of Fame induction for
Barry Wagner.
no, your buddy smoking a joint with the
John Gruden.
John Gruden.
Oh.
I was at John Gruden's Hall of Fame induction.
Proudest
into
night of
the-
his life.
The Arena Football Hall of
Was
Fame.
it John or Jay?
I was drinking.
Jay.
I
It
was
was
drinking
Jay, yeah.
Incredible Hulks, and my bartender was Black Bean's mom.
That's the
she-
last time. How do you
Yeah.
remember that?
I don't know. My memory's coming back, man.
Yeah,
I'm
cool.
telling you. And
Yeah.
I drank a ton of them. She's very sweet, and she gave me a bunch of drinks. And then I went home, and I barfed blue every.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And that was it. It was like I never.
Never
I was like
again, yeah.
never again.
Nothing's worse
and-
than throwing up gold flakes in your toilet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Never again.
What does
God,
that
I
taste
remember
like?
So many people.
It's very cinnamony, very close to like a fireball.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's bad.
Let's do one more.
All right.
We want to do beer tub guys?
No.
What do you want to do off
Let's
this
do
list?
Metallica Load
Okay.
and Reloaded. Did you guys those album covers? Do you guys know what those are?
I don't.
It's Chiz, right?
It's Chiz,
Yeah.
and I didn't know that.
What
I thought
is
it was
it?
Fire and Lava.
I didn't
and-
even look at it. I don't
And
even know
then
what
I'm
they look like.
scrolling through Reddit, and Maisie comes up to me, he's talking to me, and I start reading something, and she's talking to me, and I'm like blocking her out because I was horrified to read that there's this artist, I forget the guy's name. I tried to commit it to memory, but obviously I can only remember dumb things.
Picasso.
No. it's-
Semen and Blood.
Yeah, it's called Semen and Blood. So the guy,
Andre Serrano.
yeah, Andre Serrano, and he mixed blood and semen. And if you look at the Load cover, that's what that is. And Reloaded is another one that he did. That's like blood and urine, I think, or semen and urine.
Oh.
What does that
And
look like?
It just looks like lava.
It looks like jizz against a red background.
Yeah, his
Uh-huh.
most
Yeah.
famous, one of his most famous art pieces that got vandalized because of Christians it's called Piss Christ. And
Oh, yeah.
I
he
remember
took
that,
a
yeah.
jar
Yeah,
of
yeah.
piss and he put the crucifix in it. And the way he photographed it, honestly, and he even said this, it's a beautiful photo of a crucifix. If you didn't know that it was piss, you'd never know it was piss. You'd just be like, oh my God, is that Key West? Can I dive that? You know, like, it's like, but it's Piss Christ. Anyway, when I found that out, I stood stunned as my daughter's like, Daddy. And I'm just sitting there stunned about the Metallica Load album. I didn't know that it was jizz. I always thought it was lava.
What when did that come out?
I want to say it would like.
Here, I'll pull it up.
I want to say I like heard Kurt
96?
Loder talking about it. So
Oh,
like, let's talk about that.
Kurt Loder. With the irony.
Here's a
I
photo.
put jizz on my artwork and nobody bought them.
There's the album right there. That is
Yeah.
Blood and Semen
Yeah.
mix.
Oh, okay.
So there you go. That's a great one to end on. That's a good
Prostate
end.
checks, everybody.
I think that's a good ender. I think it's a good
Although
end.
you could just say anything's anything, right? Like, this
No,
could
he
be.
confirmed it was
Yeah,
his own
it's-
blood
yeah.
and semen.
Okay.
Like, no, this is.
Well, you can confirm anything, right? Right?
Nowadays-
There's no
Yeah,
proof
Burger
of
King
it.
said he didn't use steroids
Yeah,
until
yeah,
today.
yeah.
I thought you said Burger King. I thought that was really funny.
If you're a guy though, why would you make fake semen?
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You got it readily available.
All right. So, Sam, you got any semantics this weekend?
Yeah, so this Sunday we're going to be releasing part 2 of the You Heard About This One on Cryptids.
All right.
Cryptids.
I got my Mothman shirt on.
All right.
Ross, anybody on Tots with Ross?
Yeah, actually, just did a new Tots with Ross with Hunter. I always want to say Hunter Thompson, Hunter Roberts, Hunter Roberts, who started the You'd Like This, Dan, Disney After Dark Facebook group.
Oh,
It's like
nice.
I'm in
it's
that
like-
group.
Yeah, that's a
it's
good
like-
group.
It's like a curated Disney meme group, and Hunter runs it, and a great interview with him. That guy, I give him something to talk about. He can go for fucking.
Never let it die, man. You know what? Again.
Bitter.
Great interview with Hunter Roberts on Tots with Ross. Look it up in your favorite podcast app. And come see me at the Bull and Bush this Saturday. Big changes with the Bull and Bush. I don't know if you guys heard.
I did.
They just got bought out. New ownership at the Bull and Bush. And it's gonna be a whole new shit sandwich. We're gonna I got a raise, you guys.
Hey, all right.
And pending approval, we're gonna start doing some actual booked shows at the Bull and Bush on those 4 Saturdays that are fallow right now. So
Very cool.
Save the date for 4/22. It's gonna be a big show at the Bull and Bush.
All right.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
EJ, you want to talk about your wife's?
Well, Dale's here. No.
No, I don't want to. I'm Andrew. I'm on the House of Blue stage. No, I will say nothing. I will let you die.
Well, wife's here, so you want to talk to her instead?
Yeah.
Does she have a microphone?
Yeah, I'll give her a
Does she
microphone.
want to talk?
She doesn't want to talk. You know what? You are
You
the
don't wanna
worst,
talk?
man. You're the
Oh.
worst.
God, I wish I would have requested. I wish I'd have sent you the email. Imagine EJ
Okay, what are the
burning.
dates? March 18th.
March 18th, 2023
22.
at Avanti Palms Resorts. Go to mystic-con.com.
I knew I should have asked Sam.
Samantha's-
Just asking.
You get a table.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
splitting one
yeah.
with
Her and
Pabon.
Erica Bohm are going to be there for sure.
All
Oh,
right.
by the way, I was just on Eric Pabon's podcast, Masters of the Cinematic Universe, and we covered The Big Lebowski. So
I
go
was
check
trying to
that
figure out who Erica Bone was. I was like, Erica Bone.
I thought I said Erica Bohm. Did I say it? Oh,
No, but it
sorry.
sounds like
I didn't
Erica.
enunciate.
Erica Bone.
All right, guys. We will see you on Monday.
Awesome. All right. Bye, Twitch. Bye,
See ya,
YouTube.